All right. What it do, you dirty babies? Welcome back to another TikTok Trash Tuesday. Oh my goodness. I've got a lot of stuff. Today, a lot of product, a lot of TikToks to go through as we normally do here on TikTok Trash Tuesday. I go out to the internet and I find out what people are talking about in the world of movies on sites such as TikTok. Well, it's not such as TikTok. It is TikTok. Let me straighten some stuff out here. Everything's all kind of wonky. Getting stuff straight and everything. But welcome back, everybody. We have just finished up our John Candy, our Thanksgiving candy month over on HMP proper and everything. A very fun month over there. And we're heading into December and asking ourselves about Christmas movies and stuff. Is this a Christmas movie? We'll delve into some of that come next week there on HMP proper and everything. But as we do here every TikTok Trash Tuesday, we got a whole bunch of stuff to cover, everybody. And I'm excited. I'm excited because I don't know what this is. If this is your first time for TikTok Trash Tuesday, what happens is I go to the internet, I scroll through TikTok, and I find something that is movie related. And all I have to do is just stop. And, once I find out that I'm like, oh, okay, this is somewhat movie related, I pause it, I save it to my phone, and then I exit that bad boy out. I don't watch it. And then I bring it home, on Tuesdays, put everything together on the timeline, edit that bad boy out, and boom, here we are. And so we're going to be talking about some of those trashy people today in our TikTok Trash Tuesday, as we always do over here on the HMP. And please, if you love us, if you enjoy what we do over here, patreon.com/HMP, pre-show, post-show, dinger zone, all that good stuff. I won't go too far into it because we got a lot to get into, boys and girls. It's TikTok Trash Tuesday time. Let's get into it, shall we? Oh, is this the right button?
So can we take a moment to just talk about, etiquette in a movie theater? Like, is that something that we can still discuss? If you are going to a movie.
Etiquette in a movie theater. I think this is something that we do need to discuss because a lot of times no one knows how to act in a movie theater, and it really pisses me off. And I feel like just looking at this gentleman right here, Dr. Pepper shirt says all you need to know. He angry.
Now, I have the Stubbs card, so I don't pay for these tickets.
Oh, he's a fancy boy. He's a Stubbs man.
Anymore. I pay a monthly fee and then just go watch 4 movies a week. Beautiful thing. You should definitely get it. But I look at the prices of what tickets are. They're between like $13 and $17. And that's here in Texas. Probably California, New York, probably a lot more, right?
And again, this goes to many things that you've heard me talk about on TikTok Trash Tuesday. One of my biggest complaints about movies is they are too expensive. I think we need to go back to a time where all movie tickets, Monday through Thursday, are $5 a piece. That's right. Whatever show, whatever kind of venue you want to see that in, $5 whole. Because as a former movie theater manager, I can tell you this. During the day, you know who's in movie theaters? Friggin' nobody. Nobody's in there. We are running movies for no one. We're paying for electricity and all this other bull crap that's going on, and there are no butts in seats. And I think there would be much, much more movie attendance going on if indeed we brought those movie ticket prices down, including also concessions. Again, I think you should be able to see a movie, get a popcorn and a soda out the door, $10. Tell me you wouldn't go to the movies more if that was the case. I think everybody would.
So why do you go to the movies to play on your phone?
We go to the movies for whatever the shit Nicole Kidman says in that stupid thing. But he's right. Why are you on your phone? It makes me so mad that people are just breaking out the phone in the middle of everything. It's just like, and it always happens like during like what maybe even a slight lull within the actual time itself. But no, they just like, well, I'm just going to start pulling out. I'm like, what are you doing? Who are you texting?
In the past couple months, I've had to tell people numerous times, can you stop being on your phone? Like, this one dude was watching all the trailers riveted, and then as soon as the movie started, got on TikTok.
Something I've heard, and British people, please chime in if you're around. Apparently, British people are taking pictures of the movie screen all the time. Like the title screen, they're waiting for the title of the movie, and then doing a little TikTok-y thing, or I don't know if it's TikTok, but they're like, clicking it or whatever. I think that's ridiculous, dude.
Why? Like, what the fuck are you doing? We are not paying money to come here and watch your algorithm show you videos. We want to watch the movie on the screen. If you want to go watch TikTok videos, go sit out in the lobby. When I was watching Predator Badlands, like towards the climax of the movie, this dude answers a phone call and just.
I had a dude answer the phone call in Kill Bill Volume 2 during the Superman speech. I yelled at this guy. He stood up and I didn't know what he looked like at the time. Turns out it was just a little skinny white dude. So I really had nothing to worry about, but he was sitting in the row in front of me. I didn't even realize he was that close, but he answers the phone during the middle of the movie. And I go, "Hey man, take that shit outside." I don't remember, something along those lines. He stood up, turned around and go, "Who the hell said that?" He got real mad. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a cop showed up and just took this dude out. And then his little Asian girlfriend followed 2 minutes later. I don't know why she stuck around for as long as she did.
Starts having a full-blown conversation in the middle of the movie. And then I was like, "Hey, can you stop?"
My favorite part is when they just go, "Yeah, this movie ain't no good." It's yeah, it's no good. You're talking during it, asshole.
And the dude sits there and pouts for the rest of the movie. When everyone's trying to leave, he won't put down his seat. And he's just sitting there giving everyone dirty looks. We slapped him across the face because I asked him to stop talking on the phone.
Oh, man. That's when you got to get in. You got to double down all the time with those people. You got to look them straight in the eye and you just got to go, "I said shut off your phone." I told a kid once, it's a high school kid or something like that. And this was years ago at this point. This was still flip phone era. So we weren't even doing no TikToks or nothing. Some kid had a flip phone or something in the back of the theater and he kept doing it. You eyeball him, you give him a, "Hey, put away your phone." And if it persists on, I got to this point where I looked at this kid and I go, "If you don't put your phone away, I'm going to take it from your hand and I'm going to throw it at the screen." You didn't see the phone for the rest of the time. I'll tell you that much.
During a movie, what is wrong with people?
What's the deal with all the people?
Sit there and have a conversation with your friends. Don't sit there and talk on the phone. Don't sit in the front row or in front of other people and just endlessly scroll on your phone with your bright ass screen on when people are.
Yeah, it's one of those, you at least lower the brightness of your screen if you're going to try to sneak a little, a peekaroo on your phone or something like that. Quit being a butthole and just turn it down.
Watching the movies. I think it's what Alamo Drafthouse has a zero tolerance policy for phone use. Why don't all movie theaters have this?
Because it's a pain in the ass to enforce.
Put your phone up for a couple hours. It will not kill you.
I think we should have like a lot of comedy clubs and stuff have where they go through and make you put your cell phone in this little protective case thingy, and then you can get it after the show. I think they should do it like that.
If you have an emergency, maybe someone is pregnant or whatever,
the baby's still going to be around. You can wait for the end of Sense and Sensibility.
Have it on vibrate, and if it vibrates, walk out of the theater. Do not disturb everybody else's good time because you are addicted to your device.
That is correct.
It's fucking rude.
Get him. My boy was just "And I'm done." What's next?
Opening scene was a bit intense. Natalie Portman's back muscle was insane.
Oh, I think, I don't know how I know this, but I'm fairly certain we're talking about Black Swan.
Mila Kunis, what are you doing here?
Now I know we're talking about Black Swan.
I was not expecting her. Oh. Also, the things ballerinas have to do to...
Oh, this is a live react. I didn't realize that's what we were working with here. Now I do. Now I remember. I was watching this going oh, she's live reacting and giving stopping a little bit, talking a little bit about her experience with Black Swan. And I'm I know where this goes. Let's watch her devolve into madness.
Get their, mind you, these shoes cost a bunch of money on their own, but then they have to basically destroy them for their foot to fit in them. And that's some crazy behavior.
Feels like you could get them magically made from some sort of cobbler. That's the word I'm looking for.
That's psychotic, but they have to do it. Crazy. She literally messed up her toe pretty bad, or the toenail at least.
Little body horror.
And you mean to tell me that she's going to go right back to dancing the next day? I do that to my toe. I'm calling out of work for a week until I... Not the first thing that she does when she finds out she gets the part is go to the bathroom and say, "Mommy, I got it."
Because that is one of the interesting parts about that character and everything, is it's really showing her her arrested development there and everything. She's still that little girl who's trying to impress her mother, and her mother's very controlling about her life and everything, and really wanting to, you know, have the best for her or whatever. And it's her wanting to please her mother, but at the same time too, she knows that this thing is literally tearing her apart.
Oh, love that. But then who wrote whore on the mirror? So what's going on with her back? What's going on there? Also, what's going on with her mom? It
What's going on with her neck, her back, her
seems like she's a little bit more on the bipolar. I just finished watching the scene with the whole celebration cake, and that freaked me out. That freaked me out pretty bad. Are we also just gonna ignore the fact that the director of the whole new like Swan Lake like assaulted her?
Hey, listen. Vincent Cassel is French, okay? They got different rules.
By kissing her like that? Like, are we ignoring that?
You do when he's a Frenchman.
Guys, what was that nail?
No, baby, you ain't even in it yet. You ain't even in it yet. She's the best is yet to come.
When she pulled the nails.
Yeah.
What is going on?
Y'all
didn't tell me about this.
Oh, that is something. That is an interesting point that people would rarely probably tell you about the things that actually go on in Black Swan. It's like, oh, it's about dancers and stuff, and you're like, all right, dancers. I'll check this out. What in the sweet hell?
God, Beth is Renona Ryder. Why did it take me so long to figure it out?
Because she was playing coked out of her mind.
Idiot. Oh, I think I could have gone my entire life without seeing the scene in her bedroom with her mom sitting in the chair in a corner.
No,
the mom was asleep, but I could have gone without seeing that.
Can't say what she's doing on the internet. We'll get in trouble.
To be quite frank. I thought Beth died, but okay, she's just injured. Not that that's much better, but my question is, was Beth, did she do it on purpose or was she pushed? I was not expecting this movie to be as sinister as it is. Like,
sinister. That's an interesting word to use, but I like. Okay,
I'm like on the verge of tears because it's so intense.
No, just wait.
Sebastian Stan, what are you doing here, big boy?
Nobody knew at the time, as a matter of fact. You didn't know who that was. You do now.
That was like the best jump scare ever. What type of drugs did they give her? And where can I get some? Damn. That was a joke.
She's just like, for all intents and purposes, these are all jokes.
That was not serious. That was a joke.
Police do not come to me.
Was not expecting Natalie Portman and Mila Kunis to be doing that. That's for sure.
Hey, listen, man. It was a sign of the times. It's a sign of the times when you get ladies to... All right.
Oh, wait, did she drug her and take her out just so that she would miss it so that she had a time to shine? Oh, wait, this is twisted. This is twisted.
We're now starting to get to the point where we're going to come back every time, and she's going to be more and more distressed going, what am I watching?
I'm sorry, but the part where she goes to the hospital, then goes home, destroys her mom's paintings, then she plucks a feather out of her back, and then she freaks out at her mom, probably broke her mom's hand, slamming it in between the door.
Well, mom was kind of a turd, so, you know.
And then her legs break.
Great sound design in the movie, too.
So I just finished.
Either way, it's coming out on 4K very soon, if I'm not mistaken. So keep an eye on everybody.
Watching the movie, and to be honest, I was not expecting like this heavy of a hitter.
Yeah.
Like I didn't expect to be taken down this emotional roller coaster because, you know, I think it's pretty self-explanatory if you've seen the movie, but it's like the more we chase perfection, we're slowly killing ourselves. That's what I took from it. Like the need to be perfect and always trying to be perfect is actually what's going to be the thing that's killing you.
Ask Aronofsky himself.
You know, you need to live. That's what I took from it. Let me know what you guys think. overall, I really enjoyed the movie, even if it was a little too twisted for my liking, with all of her delusions and the things she was seeing. I felt like I was going through a psychotic break. But overall, I really liked the movie. Amazing message. Natalie Portman, Chef's Kiss Queen. Love you.
Fantastic. That's an awesome little play-by-play review there of Black Swan. Wish you would have put some text up there at the beginning going, this is about Black Swan, by the by. What's next? The reason original movies are dying.
Who are you? I'm the entire film buff community. I basically have the consensus on any film topic.
All right, that feels like me.
Really? Yeah. All right. How about this? What's the better movie, The Dark Knight or The Batman?
I don't think that we should be sitting around comparing Batman movies and listen. And I like them. I like both of those films, by the way. But to be sitting there just going like, which one of these Batman films is better than the other one? Who fucking cares? And this is coming from a guy who reviewed superhero movies and television shows for a decade on his podcast. I'm here to say, who cares? Who cares?
The Batman is the best Batman movie, but The Dark Knight is the best movie.
You know, I'm known for controversial takes. I'm known for going against the grain, the waves of the ocean. I tend to be somebody who ends up pushing back and going in the other direction. And the more that you tell me that I have to like something, the more I'm going to have to look at you in the face and go, nope, maybe I don't have to. And as much as I like The Dark Knight, the more and more that people insist upon it, the more and more I'm just like, it ain't all that good. It's good, but come on now.
All right, that's good. But what about this? Why are there so many franchise reboots and sequels in theaters, man?
Because people are dumb. People are dumb. We only respond to things that we know. Unfortunately, the studios know that. But it really goes beyond that. It goes to the point of the fact that the studios themselves do not know what we want. They have no clue. And when they stumble upon it by accident, they don't realize why. And they cannot replicate it.
And there's no original movies anymore. How can you explain that?
There are original movies. You're just not watching them.
Well, no, there are original movies. It's just that nobody sees them. They either flop completely or barely make back their budget. All right, name 10 original movies that flopped in the last 3 years.
Oh my God. What the, I hate these people. And this is somebody that you'd be talking to at a bar that would just because we'd have bar movie conversations and stuff. But this would be somebody that you talk to and be like, do this, name all these things. Right. I'm like, well, what are we on Jeopardy here?
Elio, Novocaine, Opus, Mickey 17, Eddington.
Okay. He's going fast as shit. I wish you would have put these up there in the title so I could see him, my mans.
Christie, Love Hurts, Beau's Afraid.
Okay. Love Hurts was good. What Love Hurts? Hold on. Love Hurts was the one with Short Round there, right? Ki Kwi Kwan. That one sucked. You know what was good? Novocaine. Novocaine was the movie that Love Hurts wanted to be. Love Hurts was such a massive letdown.
Blackberry and Black Box. But what about the Black Phone 2, right? That movie was...
I hated the Black Phone. Was anybody a fan of the Black Phone? It
was dope, and it was pretty original. That's a sequel. It doesn't matter, because it
does have a number 2 in it,
It was a pretty short list anyway. I wasn't finished. Oh? Anemone, Here, Drive Away Dolls, My Old Ass, The Book of Clarence.
Okay.
Fly Me to the Moon, Argyle. Abigail, Wish, Lisa Frankenstein, Saturday Night. Are you finished?
There's some good ones in there.
No, I was just taking a breath. Renfield, Eden, The Creator, The Bike Riders.
Nah, not all of these are very good films, guys. Come on now. Let's call spade a spade on this one.
Smashing Machine, The Fire Inside.
Most of these, I'm telling you, there's a handful in here that are considered stinkers.
The Fall Guy, The Ministry of Ungentlemanly War.
The Fall Guy with fucking Ryan Reynolds. Boo.
Warfare, and the Kevin Costner one.
I'd say a quarter of those I would consider really great movies, maybe. What's next?
The horror community might be the least toxic fandom there is.
And I paused it here when I initially downloaded this video because I'm going to tell you that I agree with this statement, but I have a conjunction. But they can also be the worst. Horror fans are the best or the worst. There's not really a medium, I don't think, not too often. They are either the nicest, gentlest, kindest people in the world. They look like, they look like the goth kids from South Park and everything, but they are some of them that got the horror t-shirts and all this shit. They are some of the sweetest human beings that you'll ever meet. That dark side, it gets exercised during films and stuff like that, and they are absolutely genuine, lovely people. And then there's the buttholes. Then there's the horror fans who are just the absolute worst of the worst. They make superhero fans look tame in comparison. So yes and no.
And any other fandom is just wall to wall, just people bitching, woke Disney, this movie's going to be shit. Oh, they're fucked.
Well, that's because most horror films aren't woke. they're usually the opposite of that. Where they're just kind of doing exploitive things because that is the nature of the genre.
Can ruin this character, not my Star Wars. All negativity all the time in like literally every category across the board. In the horror community, people are like, yo, I watched this movie and it was fucking pretty dope. You should check it out.
Or they just go, it's trash and I didn't care, or they laugh at it and stuff like that. But yeah.
And you go look at these movies, they're rated like a 3 on IMDb. That's what I love about the horror community.
But see, that's also what I love about the horror community. But at the same time, I also hate about the horror community. I love the fact that they can look at a movie that has no recognizable stars, no recognizable cast or crew or anything like that, right? And they can go in, it's put together with a nickel, and they watch it, and it's like, wow, this is really great. I love that. That's a good thing. But at the same time, too, those people will praise and just, go over the top for some of the worst, shittiest films you've ever seen. And they don't even like talk about it like it's like, oh, well, I like that, but it's in spite of itself or something. No. They like it. Like really like it.
What I
like trauma film like it. And you're just like, what are you talking about? You really like these movies? You're not just laughing at them. No, I really like them. Like, you're sick.
I've always loved about it, and that's why I feel rejuvenated watching these just low budget random movies. Horror, you're just trained to not give a shit about budgets and fucking this and fucking that. Its origin.
Hey, listen, there's fucking this and fucking that you don't want any of those around.
Is based on just DIY, figure it out, get it done.
It's punk rock is what it is. Right? Horror movies are punk rock. You're putting it together. It's DIY. It's in your basement. You're recording something on a 4-track here, and you're just putting something out and selling records out of the back of your car at shows. Horror's punk rock, man.
Filmmaking. That's just what the genre's always been about. So the fan base is trained to be forgiving.
It doesn't have to be the best thing you've ever seen to enjoy it. Got to get back to that.
Whatever happened to just watching stuff?
Whatever happened to predictability? The newsman, the paper boy, the evening TV.
For the love of it.
For the love of the game. What's next?
You ever watch so many good movies, you feel like you need to throw a bad one in just to keep your calibration right?
Yes. More of this. I hear people talking about their letterbox and stuff like that, and they're like, all of my stuff looks like this. It's just going in an upward pattern. I like all good, like there's so many good films and stuff. You need to watch trash, people. You need to go watch some absolute garbage, because when people start talking about movies that they go, this is the worst movie I've ever seen, and they name something that's just so middling, right? To where it's just like, listen, I understand that that's not a good movie. Is that the worst movie ever? You're out of your gourd, dude. It's not even remotely close to the worst movie ever. You guys got to watch some real absolute turds.
I've been on a run of bangers, and I'm just like, are all movies good now?
Fuck no. Go watch a Neil Breen film and have yourself a good old-fashioned family good time. Neil Breen makes Tommy Wiseau look like Orson Welles.
My most unpopular opinion about 2001: A Space Odyssey is
I paused it right there. I'm just like, somebody got a quote-unquote unpopular opinion about 2001: A Space Odyssey. I want to hear this. Quick history about me. I grew up watching. I watched 2001: Space Odyssey somewhere probably in middle school or something. And being a middle schooler, you probably, and I didn't, understand everything that was kind of going on in 2001. The Dawn of Man scene seems to take an hour and a half, but in all actuality, it's like 6-7 minutes or something like that. It's very, very short. But you liked all the space stuff, but it wasn't as cool and wasn't as fun as Star Wars and everything. But over time, and especially, I mean, I liked it enough before I saw it on the big screen. But when I saw it on the big screen in IMAX, with the overture there and everything, and it was an amazing experience. It was really, really great, and you just can get an appreciation of the movie. And the more I watch it, I went and saw it in IMAX 2 times in 2 days, and sat in the front row for the rest. So I was just like, just letting it in and everything. So I'm interested to hear what this guy is saying and his controversial take on 2001. Let's hear it.
that its sequel, 2010, the year we make contact,
Well, you can't talk about that. Are you going to say 2010's better?
is a fundamentally better film.
Somebody's on the Arthur C. Clarke payroll as far as I'm concerned.
And one of its greatest strengths is that it doesn't take a minute and a half just for a door to open.
No, bro. Listen, I understand. I understand your thought process, and you're fucking wrong, bro. You're wrong. The ballet of 2001: A Space Odyssey is absolutely beautiful. It is that showing you what space is like in a way that other films, science fiction and whatnot, have never actually shown, and rarely show, afterwards, just because it is a little bit more laborious. It is a little bit slower. When we're landing things, it takes a while, because it would take a while. And the cool thing is when you see 2001: A Space Odyssey on the big screen, and you truly can take in the size and scope of what's going on the screen and what Kubrick is doing, it seems like, oh, this is just a still little boring shot here and everything. Son of a bitch, if there ain't just like little Easter eggs and stuff all in this play. It is so good. I understand why, some people without, we'll call it cinematic expertise, would not like the film. I get it. That was it?
Guy got fired for being too good at his job.
Man, we all been there, right? You're just doing too good of a job, and they're like, you making the rest of us look bad. You fired. And I'm like, all right, fair enough.
The T-1000 in Terminator 2, that only happened because Scott Ross committed corporate insubordination. Here's the story.
Hey, listen, nothing strikes me better than a little corporate insubordination.
Let's meet Scott Ross. He's a poor kid from the Bronx, and he remembers his mom coming home from a double shift on the subway with a bunch of other people coming out like rats exiting a sewer.
Wow. What are you proud of how we talk about you, New York City? Beautiful. Like a bunch of rats coming out of the sewer.
He made a promise to himself that 1, he would never be poor again, and 2, he would never join the rat race.
Well, you just said he was a rat coming out of a motherfucker's already a rat. What are you talking about?
Leaves home, starts working sound on tour with the Allman.
I was like, is he with the Allman Brothers? And sure as shit, this is indeed the Allman Brothers. I'm like, that looks like the Allman Brothers. Oh, well, there you go.
Allman Brothers. He moves to California to live out his rock and roll dreams. There he sees a kid absolutely killing the hardest.
I know that's not shut up.
Charlie Parker song ever written. And he finds out that kid is 14 years old. Scott's like, yeah, I'm cooked, and he quits music completely. The cut to a decade later, Scott works some jobs, makes some money, and he moves to San Francisco. One day he's sitting in his car, and some hippie in moccasins comes and knocks on the window. They start talking cars, start talking rock and roll.
Is this Charles Manson?
He finds out this guy was the road manager for Crosby Stills. And this guy was Taylor Phelps, who is the president of One Pass, which is a post-production company.
So, not Charles Manson. Cool.
They instantly click, and Taylor offers him a job on the spot. I don't know, these things happened in the 70s, I guess. They were having a great time at One Pass.
Yeah, all you gotta do in the 70s, all you had to do was share a doob with somebody, and they were just like, you want to work together? Yeah, bro.
Pass, getting jobs done. But then the owners hired a very corporate suit who came in that was all business and absolutely no creativity.
All business and no pleasure.
Scott doesn't like this guy, but this guy is making the company profitable. So he realizes he has to blend his creativity with the business acumen to become successful. One day, his phone rings. Lucasfilm wants him to run Industrial Light and Magic. This is the dream job at the time. ILM is at the top of its game and highly regarded in the industry. By the way, if you like stories like this, make sure
you can't say regarded anymore because that's a synonym for the other R word that you're not allowed to say.
To follow us on The Rough Cut.
Or for whatever reason also. Like, all right, don't get me started.
On Substack, we write stories like this every week.
Oh boy. Come on over to my Substack, everybody.
Link is in the bio. So he goes through a round of 40, he has 40 interviews, and finally gets hired. Why 40, you ask? Well, ILM at the time, the culture is very paranoid, and everyone's afraid of losing their job.
Are you going to make the Wookiees look stupid? Because if you're going to make the Wookiees look stupid, I don't think that we can have you here.
He realizes very fast at ILM that he has a very fancy title, but absolutely zero power. He orchestrates his own boss's promotion so he could take his boss's job.
That's brilliant. That's some smart thinking. I don't normally think about it, things like that, but that's actually pretty smart. Do so good that you get your manager, a promotion, so then you can go and then take his job. Pretty smart, sis.
Now he is the general manager. His first move, well, the company had banned buying new tech because they were not profitable. The equipment they had at ILM is beginning to become outdated. So Scott ignores them and just starts buying equipment anyway. The gear that he bought created the morphing scene in Willow, the first digital composite in Indiana Jones, the water creature in The Abyss, and the T-1000.
Oh, just some pretty awesome special effects at the time.
He becomes the artist champion at ILM and makes the company wildly profitable. Under Scott, ILM wins 5 visual effects Oscars in 6 years. He is crushing it. But there's a corporate suit at Lucasfilm named Doug Norby who sees him as a threat. So Norby promotes him by dumping a bunch of dying divisions onto Scott. It's a classic corporate move to bury someone. Scott's team crushes their bonus targets. He drives to Skywalker Ranch to celebrate.
To shove it in George Lucas's face.
Norby looks him dead in the eyes and says, the other divisions failed, so no bonuses for anyone.
Man, don't you hate that when you're at work there and everything and you're doing the best job that you possibly can and everybody else don't pull their weight and then you're shit out of luck?
This makes Scott completely check out. 6 years, 5 Oscars, and absolutely no recognition within the company. A few weeks later, Scott and his family are at a Mexican restaurant in Marin. And who walks in but George Lucas himself? So Scott walks over to say hi.
Can you imagine George Lucas eating Mexican film? Huevos Rancheros, please. Thank you.
Hi. George stares at him blankly and says, who are you? George had been so shielded by corporate management at Lucasfilm that he didn't even know who was running ILM. This obviously would crush most people. Scott is built different.
Shit, Scott.
What does he do next? He built a rival empire with none other than James Cameron. Stay tuned for part 2.
Well, I'll spoil it for you. James Cameron has Digital Domain, and they're still rocking today. I don't know if that guy's still working with them today, but there you have it. What's next?
Here's a list of movies I showed my boyfriend, and when he didn't like them, it kind of broke me.
Ooh, that's a... All right, here we go.
He didn't think Bringing Down the House was very funny.
It's not. I'm 1 for 1 with the boyfriend. He's correct. Bringing Down the House, not very good. It's got Eugene Levy in it, guys. Come on.
Don't we all love how racist older movies were? Don't we love racism?
Listen, racism can be fun and hilarious. It's just not hilarious or fun in Bringing Down the House is all.
Betty White? No. Queen Latifah's funny, at least. He didn't like it.
Well, she's Queen Latifah, and that's saying something.
My sad realization that he doesn't care for science fiction movies was showing him Dune Part 1.
Oh, baby girl, I'm so sad for you. That stinks. That stinks, man. Because like Dune should be up like most dudes' alleys. Most dudes should be into Dune for real. And if you're not into Dune, I question some things. I do.
1 and 2. Didn't like it, didn't care for it, was very bored and very confused the entire time. I need to do a poll of Mexican people that don't like Coco.
Coco's fine. Coco was one that, like, while I was watching Coco, right, I was just like, oh, this is good, but I think old Pixar's kind of lost it, because they really don't have that kind of, that one moment that you really got to have in the movie to really just kind of, boom, sink it in you and drive it home. And then Grandma shows up. Motherfucking Grandma had me bawling. I'm like, damn it, Grandma, why you got to show up here and make this movie sad? I was like, all right, maybe Pixar hadn't lost it. Now, they may have lost it again, but,
Not gonna lie, it took me for a loop. I made an assumption there. He didn't like it. Why they gotta be shoemakers, though?
I love that that's the point that he gets. He didn't like Hereditary. Well, I can understand that, but he dumb.
He didn't think Hereditary was scary.
Oh, my God, bro. Oh, let me tell you something. Sitting in that movie, in the theater, when what happens, if you know, and you're just sitting there, and we feel exactly like that character where you are just, what do I do? How do I, what? How? What? How? Unreal.
Which, hey, at least outside of that, this movie is a really good dramatic horror movie.
And then Toni Collette is on fire.
He didn't like it. This one might have hurt me the most. He is a Marvel fan, but he was late watching the movies. I showed him Endgame and Infinity War, expecting for them to blow his mind.
Well, the problem was he probably didn't watch the 20 subsequent films to that, and therefore was out in the dark. That's my guess.
Not the reaction I got. Not the reaction I got at all. As a matter of fact, very underwhelming. Very, very hurt for me.
Listen, you could do a lot worse. What's next?
The day AMC inevitably starts disqualifying special formats like IMAX or Dolby Atmos for use with their Stubs or A-list program is going to be the worst day of my life. And
I'm surprised they hadn't done it already, quite frankly. I'm surprised they hadn't done it. Because it should be the way for them to make extra money in stuff. So I don't know. I don't know why they haven't done it yet. It seems like the sadly logical thing to do for them.
And that's not hyperbole. I see these other pitiful rewards programs from these ratty other theaters, and us over at AMC have.
First of all, I don't want to sit here and hear anybody just like overpraising AMC. All right, I don't know what AMC is like where you people live, but they ain't all fucking great. Okay, there's a lot of AMCs out there that are fairly ass trash, right? Our AMC, the closest one to me, was re-renovated like less than 10 years ago, and shit's already falling apart, dude. It's already back to ghettos town over there. It's just like they buy fake cheap ass leather seats that don't work right. There's no more side masking for anything. It's atrocious.
Too good. Don't tell them that though. If you are AMC and you're watching this, never change. And if you're not AMC and you're watching this, follow for more film talk.
Nah. We'll be all right. Next.
So I just had this thought. I think that George Lucas and George Romero have some interesting things in common.
I think he is correct. Let's find out.
Now, before I tell you why,
like and subscribe, hit the comment. Which, by the way, if you're watching this, have you hit the like button yet, you sons of bitches? What's wrong with you? Hit the button. Hit it. Click. There you go. Get that thumb out. Right. Yeah. Okay. You hit it. Don't hit it twice because then it goes away. But just the one time so it goes up. You get that hype button? Do that shit too. Thank you. I love you.
I want to hear from you in the comments. Why?
But yes, George Lucas and George Romero coming from kind of a Romero in more of his kind of commercial style here and everything, because he directed commercials and whatnot. So he was kind of had to do a lot with very little, you know, and that was kind of his thing. Lucas was more of an artsy fartsy kind of kid and whatnot. If you look at like THX, like the original THX, not THX, but THX 1138 3B or EB, something like that, whatever the original title of that movie is. If you look at that, George is clearly more of this kind of hippie kid and everything, who just is, you know, into very experimental stuff. They both seem like they smoke a lot of weed, though.
Why do you think I think this? Or why do you think it? What do these two directors have in common? There's a sneeze coming at the end of that, and the force was so strong it made me hit the record button.
He's hilarious.
But for real, George Lucas, George Romero, what are the similarities you see between these two?
Glasses, bad hair, the ability to do one film that really defines their entire legacy, and then never really being able to live up to that legacy of that previous film. I think they have that in common.
Two infamous directors.
What do you think? George Lucas, George Romero? They're both named George. We know that. What's next?
So I played Rodney Dangerfield's son in a movie called Meet Wally Sparks.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Meet Wally Sparks. You remember this one? Hey, everybody. Hey. All right. I don't do a lot of Rodney, but that's all you got to do is, hey.
And he told me.
Those are my best impressions is ones that are just like sounds. They're not really like things that the person says, but it's more just like their feelings. Hey.
After the first take, to never do that again, because I took a pause like Chevy Chase in Caddyshack, and he said, don't do that. So I asked,
that Chevy Chase son of a bitch did it every time, and I hated it.
Chevy for a cameo.
Hey, Michael Weatherly, it's me, Chevy Chase.
Okay. I don't think we really understand quite the gravity of what's going on in this particular video, right? A homie who is, you know, a child star here and everything, he would like to ask Chevy Chase a question about Rodney Dangerfield, a person that they, you know, both worked with. And the only way that he could get Chevy Chase to comment on the subject was to drop a friggin' cameo? Wow. Pay me and I'll answer your question, Chevy Chase. Unreal.
I understand the pause. After I met Rodney Dangerfield.
Oh boy. Man. I didn't realize Chevy was in this kind of shape right now. Did anybody else? Is this news for anybody else? Am I maybe I'm late to the party here, but Chevy, it seems like he got like real old real fast. Shit, bro. See, look at it. Like, look at the timer. Look at it's just he's searching the Rolodex, man. It's not there. Oh my goodness, that's sad.
Merry Christmas.
Oh shit.
Oh, by the way.
Oh, or was this like him? No, I don't know. Maybe he was trying to.
Wait.
Okay, the man's done lost his damn mind. What the hell's going on here? Oh boy. I want to know how much that cameo cost. Hot take: Cesar Romero better than George Romero. He was certainly kinkier. We know that much. Chevy sure does look decrepit. He looks terrible in that. What's next?
Remember Gladiator 2? It's okay if you don't, because I barely remember it myself.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. I saw Gladiator 2 in the movie theater. I liked it well enough. Do I remember any of the movie? He's correct. I do not.
No, but to be honest, Gladiator 2 is an example of what happens when you try to make a franchise out of a singular film.
And why would you? And especially like what, 25 years later? Ugh.
Now the movie isn't awful, but it is kind of like pointless.
Yep.
It doesn't really open up the world in a
Doesn't
more
do anything.
interesting way.
Sad.
Now, I guess things could have been a little bit worse because there was a script going around for Gladiator 2 where Maximus gets brought back to life. He has to kill the new emperor. He fails, so he's cursed to live as an immortal forever. And then ends up working in the Obama administration. Now, for the sheer chaos.
And then ends up working in the Obama administration. Holy shit. Great right turn. Love it.
Chaos of that script. I would love to read that, by the way.
Where he becomes an Obama.
That would have been more interesting than what we got with the eventual Gladiator 2, but
you're not wrong.
I can't say it would have been
Paul Mescal as an Obama.
But either way, Gladiator 2, I think the main problem with that is it leans so heavily on trying to make you remember the first Gladiator that it doesn't really have an identity of its own. It's very much strength and honor. What we do in life echoes in eternity. When I say so, unleash hell. Every single line, every single moment, any little thing from the first one that they could squeeze in there, they squeeze in there. And it never really formed an identity of its own. Beyond Denzel Washington, this movie and like the art direction and costume.
And even Denzel Washington is still just doing Denzel Washington in the role and stuff too. It's like, oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
This movie really didn't have much to offer, but that's just how I feel. What do you guys think? Did you love Gladiator 2? There's some people that liked it better than the first one.
Who are those?
I don't
people?
feel that way, but there's some people that actually do like it better than the first one. But what about you? Did you love it, hate it, indifferent to it, didn't even watch it? Let me know.
That's the old Mitch Hedberg. They either loved it, hated it, or thought it was just okay. What's next?
Whether I've been talking about movies on the internet or off the internet, I hear some downright atrocious, awful, just offensive takes every once in a while, and I want to share some of them for you.
Offensive takes? That's a strong word. I've heard a lot of bad takes. I've heard a lot of stupid takes. Offensive takes? Well. Color me intrigued.
Especially about your favorite franchise movies. So I once met someone who said that after Rise of Skywalker came out, his favorite Star Wars movie was Attack of the Clones, and the worst one was Empire Strikes Back.
Okay, yeah, now I see what he's talking about. That is some wild work. Who would say that? Who would say such a thing? Are they mad? Wow.
Wild, baffling combination that I think I wouldn't pause if someone had Attack of the Clones as their favorite Star Wars movie.
Like, if Attack of the Clones is your favorite Star Wars movie, I would say when Attack of the Clones came out, you could not have been more than 12 years old. No chance. No chance. Because if you're over the age of 12 when that movie, you're going to be like, what is this? Unless you're a slow kid, are you?
I do have younger friends who do enjoy the prequel films, but that combination is despicable. I have a very challenging relationship with the Godzilla community, mostly because I think some of them are very young people who've known this franchise a bit less than I have.
Yeah, but at the same time, too, I'm going to sit here and say, here's my hot take before I even figure out what the hot take he does not like. I'm going to say mine. There's a lot of good Godzilla movies out there. A lot of them. And they're not just from Japan. There's American ones that are good. There's the Japanese ones that are good. They're from all eras. All eras are good. I mean, there's some shit ones in there. Don't get me wrong. But there's a lot more fun to be had than not.
And I think it's very shocking for me whenever I see Shin Godzilla or Godzilla -1 in the bottom 5 of anybody's ranking.
It tells me they're dumb.
I think those people are just contrarians who can't handle when Godzilla is talky or deep or emotional.
But with Shin Godzilla, you saw those big eyeball thingies going down the street where he ain't blinking and stuff. Man, people in the theater were laughing. They thought it was funny. It was kind of funny though, because he's just like just going down the street.
Alien franchise, I have two. Alien 3 is not better than Alien Resurrection, and
I haven't watched Alien Resurrection in quite some time, so I couldn't quite tell you. Alien 3 is not good. It is just not necessarily a good Alien movie. And that movie was doomed from the get-go. If you know about the history of Alien 3, between all the cooks that were in the kitchen on that one and the fact that your head chef David Fincher was not allowed to do what he wanted to do, really doomed that movie almost from the go. I mean, really, even during pre-production, this movie was damn near set to fail and die. So, but I don't know. The Ripley is she like a clone in Resurrection, something like that? It's not good. Winona Ryder's bad in that movie. It's Joss Whedon-y for sure.
I think that Alien Romulus is not a top 3 Alien movie.
Hell no. Hell no. 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 Romulus. You know what Romulus was? Alien Romulus was just a greatest hits of Alien. Just like Fede Alvarez did with Evil Dead, he kind of just took out his favorite little parts, but this was more egregious than even his Evil Dead remake was. He just goes like, okay, here's all these chicks. Here's bald Ripley. Here's Asian Ripley. Like you would just go through the different like Ripleys, like you were going and buying a Barbie doll off the shelf or something like that. This is this era. This represents all the different Ripleys and stuff. And then we got the CGI, the robot there and everything. Awful. Just awful.
In fact, it's near the bottom. It is bad. It's a bad movie. I think Alien
Man, I have never agreed with this guy more.
Resurrection is fun too, but I think it is by far just a very offensive take on Ripley when Alien 3 is in fact, I think, much more feminist. I think for Mission Impossible...
I don't give a fuck if it's feminist or not. Are you a good movie or no?
I have a hard time grappling with people who think that Mission Impossible 2 is a top 3 film in the franchise.
I don't think it's a top 3 film in the franchise. I just don't think it's as bad as everybody says that it is. And the people that don't like that probably don't really like John Woo movies. Because Mission Impossible 2 is a friggin' John Woo movie, everybody. Not only in the fact that he's the one that directed it. When you watch it, it is very inherently a John Woo movie. This is the type of friggin' movies that he makes, all right? You might not like it, and that's fine. That's cool in the gang if you don't like it. But that is what John Woo do.
Franchise when Ghost Protocol and Fallout exist. I just don't get it, guys. I think it's stylish. I think it's great. I do love John Woo, but I think most of that film is very messy and
but not a top 3. I mean, it may be the least of the franchise, but it's not as bad as everyone says. That's the point I'm making.
Boring and awkward. I think for anybody who's seen the entire Halloween franchise, I think Halloween Ends should be near the bottom of your list.
First of all, where is he talking about just the new ones? Because if he's just talking about the new ones, then yeah, that one's not the greatest. But I said it then, I'll say it now, and I'll continue to say it until it comes true, and all of you bozos are following along. Get this. Halloween Ends is to the new Halloween franchise as Halloween 3 is to the original Halloween franchise. In as much as Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, is not following Michael Myers. There's no Michael Myers in that movie. And you know what? People love Season of the Witch. They do. They love that movie. No Michael Myers in that Halloween movie, and yet people tend to love it. Isn't that interesting? So when asked, hey guys, do you want to come back and do this third Halloween film? The boys said, yeah. We actually they didn't want to come back initially, but as with all those things, you come back to Danny McBride, David Gordon Green, and all these guys with a little bit of bread, and you just keep making it. How about this? How about this much money? How about this much money? And eventually, somebody's gonna go, shit. Well, I guess we got to do that. Halloween Ends was the case there. They go, hey man, just make us another Halloween movie. You can do whatever you want. And they're like, all right, bet. They went out, they shot Halloween Ends that has no Michael Myers in it, and they turned it in. And they said, what the hell is this? We asked you to shoot a Halloween film, damn it. There's no Michael Myers in your Halloween movie. And they're like, yeah, that's on purpose. We designed it that way. And they were like, you son of a bitch, you get your ass back out there and you start putting Michael Myers in this movie. And then they did. They were part of the reshoots. Someone worked on that, not me, but someone you guys are very familiar with worked on that and chose the it chose the design of the implementation that ends the day for Michael Myers and the ends of the Halloween Ends.
I do not have any issue with this by principle or by premise. I think it's okay to not have Michael Myers be the final bad guy in your film, but the film is just so boring. It's boring. I don't like the guy. I don't remember his name.
I liked it well enough. I haven't watched it since the theater and everything. I wasn't bowled over by it, but like the filmmakers themselves, the movie doesn't need to exist. They said they said it as much. They're like that. Listen,
I don't like them. I don't like them.
I don't like them at all now. All right, what's next?
For the first time ever in my AMC A-list tenure, I got publicly humiliated at AMC Theater.
What? Maybe he's talking about what she was talking, or maybe she's talking about what he was talking about earlier, where they're charging extra or something. Let's see what's happening.
I've been to countless movies at AMC, and I've been to AMC theaters around the country, and I've never had an experience like this, where I was told that I could not be on my phone during the commercials.
The commercials, like the pre-show commercials.
A manager came to me and she said, "You need to get off your phone," while an M&M ad was playing. Not like I was taking.
Oh, now, as somebody who used to run a movie theater, let me tell you where that M&M ad is at. It's just before the movie. So, granted, your phone should be up at that point, anyways, young lady, because I know what M&M commercial you're talking about, and that M&M commercial comes. But right up against that thing. That's just before Nicole Kidman puts her thing on. You know what I'm saying?
Phone calls in a theater. Like, that is odd behavior anyway. It's too loud to do that. I was just on Twitter during an M&M's ad, and I got this complaint. I was gobsmacked. So I should have asked follow-up questions like, is this a new rule? Because not even Alamo Drafthouse, which I previously had a season pass to, is like this. Not even they are that strict. And I know that maybe another guest complained about me because I was talking to my siblings, and I mean, I could have been a little loud maybe when we were coming in the theater, but as I was saying, the commercials were playing, and like if you've been to a lot of theaters during the holidays, whatever, you are allowed to talk during the commercials as well. And so if a guest came up to me with this type of complaint as someone who's been a movie theater employee for many years in the past, I would say to them, well, this behavior is permitted right now because it's commercials, it's trailers, people are allowed to be on their phone, people are allowed to talk, but if this behavior continues into the film, I will take this complaint to the guest and tell them to stop doing this behavior. And I have done that before. And then as I was leaving the theater, because I was like, what the heck happened? Let me tweet about this. So I did go to the bathroom, and the bathroom was completely out of toilet paper. I was reaching around the dispenser and sliding.
It sounds like she's had quite the bad day here.
And I was like, oh my gosh, all of these rolls of toilet paper are out. This location just did not have it together. And so I did complain to corporate because I never get publicly humiliated. That is a rare occurrence for me because I'm fine with being embarrassed for things, and I know that I screw up and I can be in the wrong, but this is just so odd. And to have a manager come up to you and kind of scold you while the usher lights are on is just weird when you haven't broken any rules. So anyways, I'm never going to that location again, which sucks because it was kind of a convenient location for me, but whatever, I'll just go to Alamo.
Put your phone away. No, you won't just go to Alamo. You think, come on, girly. Y'all AMC Stubbs members, and I've been one, so I can't be, listen, guilty is charged. I haven't been for quite some time, but I was for a good many long years there and everything. Come on, you should be off your phone. I'm not saying they went about it the right way, but you weren't exactly in the right there. Come on. Put that shit away. What's next?
What do you mean you want me to do another autopsy?
I saw this girl. This is not entirely movie related, though there's 2 X-Files movies and maybe a third one on the way. You never know. But this chick's Gillian Anderson is fantastic. The costume, perfect, right on, looks fantastic. And she gets Scully like nobody else. Check this chick. It's great.
Why do I have to do it right now? I just spent hours on my feet doing an autopsy all for you.
Look at that. Listen to that. It's perfect.
I do it all for you, Mulder. I haven't eaten since 6 o'clock this morning, and all that was have a cream cheese bagel, and it wasn't even real cream cheese. It was light cream cheese. And now you want me to run off and do another autopsy? What the hell happened to you?
That's fantastic, dude. That is awesome.
I am so jealous of everyone's Criterion hauls, so here's everything I'm stealing from my parents' house.
This is brilliant. This is brilliant. For those of you that can't get to the Criterion closet and don't have a physical media collection yourself, just go to your parents and steal whatever they got. If indeed your parents still have, mine got plenty.
Bringing back to New York with me. Okay, starting strong, we have honestly the best movie of the 20.
I'm now really interested to see what her parents have. Because her parents, I'm going to try to extrapolate here. I'm gonna say her parents are probably mid 50s to mid 60s. If I'm to venture a guess, she doesn't look like she's too old there. She looks like a nice young lady. So I'm curious as to what what their selection is. Let's see what we get.
Century. I think
Maybe we can figure it out via the movies that she shows.
I think this is truly one of the best movies ever made. It is a masterpiece, and that is.
Are your parents my parents?
2007 Transformers. It is in my top.
I'm a Michael Bay fan. I'll tell you that right now.
Y'all know that. It is everything. I love the action. I love how silly it is. I think it is so quotable. Next up, we have
I can quote that movie. Oh no. Shia LaBeouf.
Another version of the Transformers movie. No, this is
Pacific Rim.
Not Transformers 2. This is literally the same movie, but this is a great cover too. So why not bring both home? Yes, you guessed it. It is another
I'm sensing a theme.
Transformers. I don't know where Revenge of the Fallen is. It's definitely somewhere in this house, but I can't find it. But for now, we have Dark of the Moon, which probably the weaker of the trilogy, just because I do miss Megan Fox in this. But beggars can't be choosers.
What are you gonna do?
Next up, we have another robot movie, but no, it's not Transformers. It is Real Steel.
Hell yes. Applause for Real Steel. Real Steel is a real one. Let me tell you. Gosh, that movie's so good.
I was really weirdly obsessed with the Eminem song from this movie. It's so disgusting and gross just because we got so much use out of it. But you know what?
Oh, the DVD itself. I thought she was talking about the movie. I'm just like, gross and disgusting. It's about a father and son and a robot. What are you talking about? Oh, the case.
Great movie. Next, we're getting into the fun Blu-rays. Oh, a little bit of a spoiler of this. And I should say that the reason I don't have any physical media in New York is because I just simply do not have a Blu-ray player. But
oh yeah, that is a fake cinephile. You call yourself a movie fan and you don't even got a Blu-ray player? Not even a Blu-ray player? Come on now.
But maybe Santa will bring me one for Christmas this year.
Santa baby, you come and bring me blue player. I can't quite rhyme Blu-ray. That's a little tough.
Honestly, I know this was a dad purchase. My dad absolutely loves this movie, but
I'm gonna tell you this: your dad got good taste. Because you know something? I'm gonna tell you this right now. OGs know it. Pitch Perfect, good movie. Pitch Perfect 2, even better movie. Pitch Perfect 3, piece of crap. Facts.
Who doesn't? It is absolutely great.
Percy Jackson. Did I see Percy Jackson? I can't even. I saw it and I don't even remember it. Oh, good old Avatar. Is it culturally relevant? We don't know. We just don't know.
Fun fact, even though it's not fun, I got lice from the movie theater when I went to watch this.
I got lice from the movie theater. Holy crap. What?
And every time I see
it's the first 3D film that's getting $1 billion at the box office. Why do I have lice?
Anything Avatar related, I just get really itchy and I've Pavlov dogged myself into having a head scratch every time. Last but not least, I am so sorry that this is not in a sleeve or a case or anything. It's so funny, so good.
You got a raw dog disc? Oh my word.
We have Hoodwinked. Oh my god, the back of this is blasphemous. But yeah, this is probably one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. I have not rewatched it in a very long time. It is just held so highly in my mind right now. I'm scared to watch it and have anything be shifted. So yeah, thanks for.
Well, you really cared for it there with the just raw dog and the disc in the air like that.
Watching. Stay tuned for part 2 where I go through all of the pirated DVDs that we have.
Oh my God, Dad's a pirate. He's definitely at least in his 50s.
And see what I want to bring home. Okay, thanks.
Oh my word. The lice said that is the best movie that they've ever seen. That's how they sold all them tickets, man. Lice don't come in just pairs, you know what I'm saying? 100 of those fools went into every single theater. That's what James Cameron does. He just gets the lice to buy tickets. What's next?
Bro, let me tell you how I got stopped by the fucking food police today.
Man, I tell you what, the AMC people are all over the map in this TikTok Trash Tuesday. I tell you what, AMC got the food police. Guess what, bitch? You ought to have the food police on you. Now, when I was a manager of a movie theater, we were a movie theater and a restaurant, very much like the Alamo Draft House when they initially made that theater back in the day. They straight stole the idea from Alamo Drafthouse. I think the guy who founded the movie theater worked at an Alamo Drafthouse at some point. So they straight stole the idea. But so we were a restaurant and movie theater and everything. Yet, despite having food available for purchase at our movie theater, like full-ass meals, hamburgers, pizza, all that kind of good stuff, like real honest-to-God food, salads, people would still bring in food. I saw a man bring in a whole-ass Chinese meal. And just, and somebody was like, hey, man, you got to go in and talk to somebody. He's got this whole Chinese takeout thing. And I'm like, oh, bro. So I go into the theater, and this man, and like he ain't even trying to hide it. It's right there on the table. He's plop there. He's got the big plastic bag and everything. And I'm like, my man, you can't have outside food in the theater here. He says, well, I'm not eating it. I go, I don't care if you're not eating it. You have it here. It's permeating the smell of this room. Get it out of here. Well, I'm just going to throw it away. I'm like, I tell you what, I'll throw it away for you, buddy. And I threw away that man's food. He was a piece of garbage. Screw that guy.
You know, when you go to the movie theaters like AMC, whatever, there's always that running joke that you're not allowed to bring food into the movie theater. That's always been a lie. Like, I swear it's always been a lie because I've been doing it for years, like a decade.
Yeah, you are the reason that movie theaters are going out of business. Congratulations, sir. But again, that also goes to my point, though, as I continue to make. The reason that he's sneaking in food is because the cost of food at movie theaters is prohibitively expensive. If you got a movie ticket, a drink, and a popcorn for $10 total, I think you wouldn't be bringing in outside food as much.
It's never been a problem. Like, you don't have to sneak it in. You just...
If a hot dog was $2 at a movie theater, would you be more apt to get one? I mean, who wants a fucking hot dog from a movie theater? But if it was $2 and the size of a Costco hot dog, I'd pay that.
Just carry it right in. Nobody says anything because nobody gives a fuck when you eat food. Like, who gives a shit, right?
Everybody. It depends on what the food is. Now, if you're eating Starburst out of your pocket and stuff, no one gives a shit. But if you all of a sudden pull out, dim sum, we're going to have a problem.
Today was the day. After like 10 years of bringing food in, I came in with a bag of Chipotle today.
A bag of Chipotle! Are you putting me on? A bag of Chipotle, you piece of garbage? Just eat your shit in the car and be full when the movie's going. What's wrong with you, you fucking maniac? A whole Chipotle bowl? I bet you got guac and everything, you son of a bitch.
And the lady in front was like, you can't bring that food in.
No fucking shit. It sounds like you didn't even try to hide it.
The movie theater pays you enough money to give a fuck?
Yes, bitch. It's not just you. You got to understand that you are not the only human being in this entire world. You share this planet with other people, and you might want to show a little bit of decorum while you're in public, lest you piss everyone in your vicinity off.
Like, for real?
Yeah, for real.
What the fuck are you talking about? Like, you really finna be pressed over this? Like,
Yes, you're taking money out of their pocket. Again, sneaking candy. Who gives a shit? Because the candy there is wildly overpriced. I won't front you on that one. But you don't need to be bringing in a whole ass bowl of Chipotle, dude.
Minimum fucking wage. Like, why do you give a fuck if I bring in food?
Because you're an asshole and it stinks up the entire place. And then you just leave your trash on the ground right where you left it. How do I know? I was a manager of a movie theater and I had to clean up shit all the time. The amount of things that I found on the ground would blow your flagrant minds, kids. I'm not even kidding.
Is your world gonna end? Like, that's fucking stupid. So we had to go put that shit in the car, and I didn't have the facilities to sneak in. It was like a whole fucking thing too. It was like 2 orders of Chipotle. I mean, maybe if we try to sneak
2 orders of Chipotle, and he's like, "What? Is it wrong for me to be bringing in 2 ass orders of Chipotle into a movie theater? I'm just trying to watch Zootopia 2. Fuck you, dude. You're terrible." And the fact that you're like sitting there going like, I don't even understand what the big deal is. That's the problem. You don't understand.
Get in, she wouldn't care. I don't know. But I know she stopped us. And then we were walking to the exit.
And that's the thing. You tell, like, this is this thing with stupid motherfuckers in this world, dude, is you will tell them, hey, you can't do this. Stop doing this. And they will look at you going, and then they just do it anyway. They just figure that, like, if they just go ahead and do it, then somehow it didn't count. These are the same people that get arrested by the police in a simple traffic stop because they just can't shut the fuck up.
To like walk back outside with the food, and she chased us down because we
as well she should
pick like the first exit. We were gonna like walk around the corner and leave.
We're gonna walk around the corner and then we're just gonna try to sneak it in the back because again we're fucking assholes over here.
She ran us down. She was like,
yeah, hell yeah! Look at that stupid soy face. Look at that.
You can't exit out these doors, but the food line said you gotta go.
Yeah, bitch, because you're thieving.
All right, bitch. Who the fuck is that person with Chipotle bowls?
Letting people out of the house was a mistake. So I shouldn't have Crackle or Barrel crate next to my movie. But no. There's a comedy song by the great Luke Sky and a couple of others called Sneaking Snacks into the Cinema. Only time a hot meal should be in a movie theater that serves at i.e. Alamo Drafthouse Movie Tavern. So cinema. Yeah, exactly. You don't need to be bringing out your hot stinky food and something else. And again, if you're like that a restaurant style thing, that everything's everywhere. Oh my gosh, I'm a little stuffed up, guys. But here we go. What's next?
Are you one of those people who loves a film adaptation of a book, or are you one of those people who says, the book's better? Are you one of those people?
Here's the thing, everybody. For those of you that have been watching HMP for any amount of time, you'll know that Adam no like you reading. I don't like reading the books that are based upon movies and stuff. Like I'll take a non-narrative, what you call it, non-fiction book. I'll take one of those. I like biographies and things of that nature, and music history books, stuff like that. But I don't read regular, narrative books and stuff like that because it just doesn't work for me as well as I would want it to. And when I read some movies or books that were based upon movies and stuff, I've been nothing but disappointed. And, for example, but I'm disappointed in the movie because yes, the book's better. Of course the book's better. So I read The Firm, it's like, I don't know, like early high school or something like that. Read the book and then watched the movie. And then the movie was like somebody had read the book and then like went away for 6 months, forgot all about the book, and then came back and then wrote a screenplay as the best of his estimation as to what that book was about. And said, I feel like it's about this. And then it wasn't that. The next one came with Jurassic Park 2, The Lost World. I read that big, thick book right there at a time when I was certainly in high school, was certainly not reading, 2.5-inch thick books and stuff like that. So I read the book. I liked it well enough. I like Crichton's writing style and everything, and how he kind of, parses stuff out into like what I call like easy little chunks and stuff to read. So you can easily come in and out of Crichton books really easy, I found. But then I saw the movie, and the movie was absolutely terrible. They took two kids, formed them into one, and then made that kid's Jeff Goldblum's child. Awful. So yeah, I like they got me off of books for the movies and stuff like that. Is the book better? I'll bet you money that it is. But you know what I like more than books? Movies.
Which one are you? Either way, there's a podcast about that. The podcast is called Is the Book
Motherfucker, is this your podcast? Was this a backdoor advertisement for your podcast?
Better with Jake Martini. He's a lovely guy, and
I was seeing if his name was Jake Martini.
And it's me.
Oh, motherfucker. There you
go. This week I'm doing The Fault in Our Stars, book versus movie.
I'm to understand that's fairly adequate's not the right word. Fairly accurate to the book, because I believe the author was there as well during the production and whatnot. That same friend worked on that movie too.
Which one's better? You decide. Well, I decide, but you can.
I decide, but you listen, you cheeky little bastards.
Listen along if you want.
But if you don't, it's fine. Mm-hmm. It's that very British kind of like, hey, you can watch it or you don't. You don't have to. I'm not gonna.
Spotify, it's on wherever you can find a podcast because I made sure of it.
I made sure of it. You better watch your ass.
Go on, support you like my wife's having to support me through this mustache. Support me. Cheers.
Cheers, mate. I read the novelization of Time Cop before seeing the movie. Big mistake.
I certainly was getting through about 100 Marlboro Red a day.
Colin Farrell on making the 2002 film Phone Booth. Have you seen Phone Booth? It kicks ass, dude. Phone Booth is my favorite Joel Schumacher film. So good. Nice, tight. It's like 89 minutes or something like that. It's just a fest, boy.
Phone Booth.
Which I'm sure he liked going through all those cigarettes that time too.
I didn't have the accompaniment or the companionship of tobacco on this one. Phone Booth was a blast. Phone Booth was 9 days from start to finish.
Wow, because it's all taking place literally at a phone booth there. And if you haven't heard, haven't seen the flick and everything, Kiefer Sutherland is the voice on the other end of the phone, and he can't leave that phone. What a great, cool concept, very neat movie.
The whole thing, it was madness. So my own kind of sense of inner turmoil and chaos and stress was...
Oh, here we go. Phone Booth was written by goddamn master Larry Cohen. That's why. It makes nothing but sense at that point.
Just next level on Phone Booth. More so than on this. I mean, this was good, old-fashioned, exhausting work as far as what we do for a living.
He's given it his all in that performance too, boy.
But Phone Booth was next level. It was just stress from start to finish. I remember the sun was setting on the last day that we were shooting, and the shadow being cast by the buildings in downtown LA was encroaching towards the phone booth. And once it hits the phone booth, we were done. And it was the last day, and we had a bunch of shots to get, and we had 5 cameras. Matty Lebatique was the cinematographer.
Oh, that guy. Oh, what's he ever done? He's one of the best, dude.
It was super exciting.
Love that guy. What's next?
Brendan Fraser is one of the most loved actors in the world, but he went through an extremely dark period. It's important to know the people who ruined his life.
I think it is too. I don't 100% know this story. I'd heard bits and pieces and stuff. But what I want to find out more than anything else is why, after whatever, and we'll learn about them, but after whatever these events are these events so bad that we are now treating Brendan Fraser as if he's a special needs person? Because doesn't that feel like what we're doing? Doesn't it feel like we're treating Brendan Fraser as if he is a special needs person? That's how it feels to me. Oh my gosh, he's just like, he's just like, I don't know. That's what it feels like to me.
In the late 90s and early 2000s, Brendan Fraser was seen as this young guy who was making $14 million a movie and doing some of the most popular franchises around. But then cut to just a decade later in the mid-2010s, and he's gained a massive amount of weight, isn't looking anywhere close to himself, and he's no longer working in this state of depression.
Called aging, my mans. Happens to, and it'll happen to you.
And Brendan Fraser grew up in a regular middle-class lifestyle where his parents were immigrants from Canada and his dad was a journalist who worked for the Canadian government. But the only person who had fame in his life being his...
When they're putting together these videos, what is the fucking thought process with, like, why is this the background that you've chosen here, this like fucking Sears ad or whatever, and then like this, it feels like we're doing too much damn work. Or maybe not enough work in the right direction or something. I don't know, it's pretty bad.
Uncle George, who found fame in 1952 for being the only Canadian to win a gold medal at the Summer Olympics, but that man actually died in the late 80s, so he never helped out Brendan Fraser's career. Brendan Fraser was able to have success early on in acting because when he was 22 years old, he landed the role of Link in the movie Encino Man, which was a huge hit. Which was a big deal seeing how he beat out Ben Stiller for the part, who was a much bigger name actor at the time.
Boy, oh boy, would Encino Man be different if it starred Ben Stiller as opposed to Brendan Fraser. That's a very, very different movie. And perhaps, maybe I'm wrong, but perhaps a different career trajectory for old Ben Stiller. Couldn't see that, though.
And also did have a little bit of a Nepo baby thing going on, whereas...
Well, yeah, no one likes to talk about that, but his
father was successful comedic actor Jerry Stiller. The Encino Man director said,
"Isn't it great how we like growing up and everything? I always looked to just like you knew that Jerry Stiller was Ben Stiller's father, and then but you looked at him and you're just like, I don't see it. I don't see how this is this man's father. And then but as as Ben Stiller is aging and stuff, you can start to see his dad come into play there. It's kind of funny.
They ultimately picked Brendan Fraser because he was just such a happy guy on set and cheered everybody up the moment he walked on stage. For a period of about 5 years, Brendan Fraser was only doing side roles like Encino Man, but then in 1997 he had a huge hit with George the Jungle, which made $177 million on a budget of $55 million.
Did he not do, I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Did he not do The Mummy before then?
Brendan Fraser explained that role actually put him in a state of depression because he was under such a strict diet that he was actually passing out during the production of the movie. The reason he didn't...
The fuck happened there? I think the reason that TikTok looks as bad as it does is maybe somebody else has just kind of raked that dude's content. What's next?
Did you know that without...
I don't know if I knew. Hold on.
This movie, we may never get some of the most famous effects in movie history.
You mean that little Ray Harryhausen guy? Yeah, he good at stuff.
This is film history in 90 seconds, and today we're talking about The Seventh Voyage of Sinbad from 1958. The movie follows the...
Let me tell you, if you hadn't seen this film, do yourself a favor. It's good stuff.
Famed pirate Sinbad, who must battle skeletons and monsters, including a giant cyclops, to save his love, the Princess Pernice, from the evil sorcerer Sakura. But the real story goes all the way to this guy, Ray Harryhausen, one of the most influential figures in film and an early pioneer of special effects. See, it's Harryhausen who invented the groundbreaking visual effects technique called Dynamotion, which involved splitting a film's frame into foreground and background layers, animating digital models, and then overlaying those layers with live-action scenes to make them appear to interact with each other. And while Harryhausen spent his entire career perfecting Dynamotion, it's his work on the Seventh Voyage of Sinbad that inspired a generation of people, including these guys, who went on to form Industrial Light and Magic, or ILM.
Have you heard of it before?
It's the people at ILM who, 20 years after Harryhausen, once again changed the visual effects landscape forever with their work on Star Wars in 1977. And
which was the greatest part too, is that with Star Wars and everything, how like John Dykstra and all those other cats were like, they're putting all this stuff together, and a lot of it turns out that they were all just kind of sitting around smoking weed and doing nothing. And then George Lucas like comes in and like looks at the work they've been doing. It's like, this is garbage. You got to fix this shit. Get it right. And then they do, and then they win Oscars, and the rest is history.
Went on to work on some of the largest films ever.
Am I Frosty the Snowman? Happy birthday!
Made, including E.T. the Extraterrestrial, Terminator 2, Jurassic Park, Mission Impossible, Avatar, and dozens more. But without Ray Harryhausen and the Seventh Voyage of Sinbad, we may never get the movies and effects we love today.
Yeah. What's next?
It's more bang for your buck. You did cut me off. The Blimp. This is American made. Made in America. Rain.
So this is what Timothée Chalamet is doing for whatever this new Marty Supreme movie is about. I guess this Marty guy was like an artist or something like that, or not an artist, a ping pong player rather. Excuse me. And ping pong player, and apparently old Chalamet here has been like training ping pong like for like 6 years or something, preparing for this role or something like that. But he's doing weird publicity stuff now, and people are going like, what is happening here?
Ping pong balls on everyone. Integrate, culminate, fruitionize,
masturbate. What? All right, that seems great. What's next?
What's a better sports movie, Rocky or Remember the Titans?
Rocky.
Remember the Titans. Remember
wrong. Remember the Titans is good. Don't get me wrong, but Rocky, come on, it's better than Rocky. No, that's wild talk.
Titans or Creed? Remember.
I would say probably Remember the Titans is a better sports movie than Creed. That I would agree with. Yes.
The Titans. Remember the.
We're back on track.
Titans or Radio? Remember.
Or Radio. Radio. The fact that anybody brought up Radio as a contention for any kind of sports movie is bananas.
The Titans. Remember the Titans or Blue Chips?
Nick Nolte and Shaquille O'Neal. I remember just seeing this specific poster here and everything, and I was just like, we're really getting Shaquille O'Neal to play we certainly didn't know that that would be behind us, the career that would be coming for Shaq later. More money in commercials than he has ever playing any basketball.
Remember the Titans? Remember the Titans or Any Given Sunday?
If we're going better sports movie, it's still Remember the Titans.
That was nice, though. That was a good movie. Yeah. Remember the Titans. Remember the Titans or Friday Night Lights?
I saw Friday Night Lights. I just don't really remember much of it. I'm gonna still go Titans here. He's going Titans. Come on, it's Denzel in there, boy.
Remember the Titans. Remember the Titans or He Got Game?
Oh, Denzel v. Denzel. He gonna be stuck on this one. He don't know what to do, but he's been saying the Titans for all of now. Maybe he's going to He Got Game. But let's be honest here. He Got Game is not a sports movie like Remember the Titans is a sports movie. Come on.
All right, Remember the Titans. Remember the Titans or Coach Carter?
Remember the Titans is better than Coach Carter.
Oh, Coach Carter. No. Remember the Titans.
You're right.
Remember the Titans or We Are Marshall? Remember.
Yeah.
The Titans. Remember the Titans or King Richard? Remember the Titans.
Yeah.
Remember the Titans or Cinderella Man?
Yeah, again, most of these movies are boring. At least Remember the Titans, has like Denzel and Ethan Suplee. Right?
Remember the Titans. Remember the Titans or Ali? Remember the Titans. Remember the Titans or White Man Can't Jump? Remember the Titans.
He knows that White Man Can't Jump is a shitty movie, everybody. He's right.
Remember the Titans or Rudy? Rudy. School, Remember the Titans? Would you say Remember the Titans is the greatest sports movie ever made? Yeah, probably so. That or Coach Carter, that's why I almost said Coach Carter. Yeah. You know what I mean? But Remember the Titans. Remember the Titans it is.
The best sports movie of all time. I feel like Miracle has to be in contention. I think that's certainly up there because really also that's a movie that is very much just about sports. It's not necessarily about the lives of the people and stuff that are in it that ends up being what sports movies are very often about, because just having the movie be about sport itself can be boring. At that point, you just go and watch sport, right? But with Miracle, it was very much about the sport itself. Trailer says Slapshot. Slapshot's fine. I feel like that one is just. We're all forgetting Balls of Fury. How dare you? How dare you? Criminal charges should be levied, ladies and gentlemen. Field of Dreams or not? Field of Dreams is good, but I would say Field of Dreams is less of a sports movie and more of a father and son movie. Or a movie about fathers and sons, put it that way, actually.
I did have a very early meeting before anything happened with...
It's my birthday buddy, Jack Nicholson. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Did Jack ever make a killing on this Batman movie, boy. Let's see what he's got to say about the early days of becoming the Joker.
Nick, creatively, it was very specific. In other words, I wanted to get something more of the elongation. When
man, see, Jack wanted to do it right.
You look at the drawings, his hair's not bright green. You almost see it as a lighting effect. You're at the beginning, everything's so.
Can I explain to you how excited I am that he really understands? He looks at the comic and he goes, I want to do that. That's awesome, dude.
He's brand new to the movie, and Tim was feeling that this would come through the lighting, that it wasn't too bright, too green, more of a Clarabelle than a Joker, And I said, Tim, look, I don't agree with that. You don't want that level of clowning. Don't worry, I'll try to be humorous. He is the Joker and funny. And we did the test on the wig, and immediately he saw too bright.
Hey, listen, man. It's the right decision.
Changed the wig, much less green area.
Look at how good that looks, dude. God, what the makeup design and everything on that, and the way that Jack played the Joker, really, really great. Had that, like, he didn't quite reach the level that then Hamill would later do with the Joker of the wild and crazy and the just being able to turn on a dime, right? To go wild, 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 and then evil, right? He had like evil in there when there was a couple of wild stuff in there, but like not nearly as much as like Hamill would end up doing. But man, oh man, for live action and stuff, still, I mean, Heath Ledger's Joker is one thing, everybody. Let's not kid ourselves. But like, as far as like the idea of what the Joker, the OG original idea of the Joker, Jack kind of kills it, man.
You know, much less fright wig element, more, you know. This was also very revolutionary at the time. The chemistry of it was very specific, and they were very inclined toward the creative result of it. And we had a lot of talks. One of the ironies of my life is I'm allergic to spirit gum, you know, the basic unit of movie makeup.
That's a bummer.
I did one live cast as you would normally, with his face just relaxed in a normal position, and one cast where I asked him to pull the most extreme grin that he could pull, which was quite extreme. Moulded these various items, produced casts of him smiling and not smiling that I could then sculpt on. So I then went back and started trying to sculpt a smile that was always there but needed him to smile behind it.
And that's why it works too.
To take it to the full extent. And then sort of stood back from them, painted them, and sort of looked at them and thought, well, what do I think? At what point in this row of faces do I lose Nicholson? Because anything beyond that point where I lose him, I should just dismiss now.
It's really, gosh, it's so good.
Because if you're doing a prosthetic makeup, you're gluing bits on somebody's face. And wherever you glue those bits, you are camouflaging the performer. You know, he's got to sell through it.
He had to have makeup on and take it off and get down to a second layer of makeup. This is a scientific problem.
It was really, really cool how they, it's so good. Oh, and then they cut it off. You sons of bitches, I swear. They always do this to me. The movie I mentioned Sunday, Midnight Ride, Mark Hamill's serial killer, is clearly a proto-Joker in mannerisms and mania. Ooh, all right. I want to check that out. Shit, no one talking about Moneyball is enough for indictment. Yeah, Moneyball is pretty great. Now, did you know that Moneyball was initially, for the longest of long time, supposed to be directed by former baseball phenom Steven Soderbergh? But for whatever reason, it never really got off under him. What's next?
Timothée Chalamet's latest movie promo is a perfect example of why virality comes from understanding internet-native formats and not spending more on production.
Okay, so now this man's going to break down for us the old Chalamet.
In anticipation of the upcoming movie Marty Supreme, Timothée released a recording of an 18-minute Zoom call on his Instagram. It looks like a marketing meeting between him and the A24 team, and over the course of 18 minutes, he pitches increasingly unhinged ideas to promote the movie. Everything from an orange flying blimp to painting the Statue of Liberty orange. The whole thing is a parody, but it's acted and framed exactly like a real marketing meeting. Anyone who has sat through corporate brain
I like the idea that like Timothée just wanted to do all this stuff, and they're just like, just let him do it, okay? He's like, he's very popular. Just let him. We'll just do it. We'll just do it. Who cares? Who I mean, it's free promo. It's free promo. It'll be fine.
Brainstorm surrounded by yes people and megalomaniacs with terrible ideas instantly recognizes how real it feels, which is why it's so engaging. Crucially, they designed this for social. Trailers are standard, but they're not inherently shareable. They don't create conversation, which is exactly what fuels virality. Instead, a Zoom meeting, a format everyone instantly recognizes, followed by an 18-minute, very hard-to-watch meeting with some great one-liners.
I gotta be honest, though. It's just like, I mean, the idea of sitting and watching anyone in a Zoom meeting makes me want to barf. So it's like, it don't, like, you know, Say for TikTok Trash Tuesday, it didn't work on me, you know?
Is something that drives instant recognition, gets sent to friends, and gets people commenting. The result is 10 million views on Instagram, cross shares on other social channels for a video that at most cost a few $1,000s to produce. It's clever, meta-aware marketing that understands the channel, the culture, and importantly, the importance of format.
I'm telling you, everybody, kids love the Zoom calls. You got to get on the Zoom calls and put it on the TikTok. The kids will eat it up with a spoon, I tell you. What's next?
Why?
When your house is haunted by the ghost of David Lynch.
I scare you? Trying to mix it up a little. Got tired of the standard boo. We're trying out why? Bit more of a jovial noise. Got any plans today? You know, as I've been haunting your house, I've discovered that your walls are full of delightful art supplies. Copper piping, plastic U-joints, old mouse traps.
I can put those into a zine.
The bones of various rodents. It's a veritable smorgasbord of materials. But I must apologize, for in my haste to collect a sufficient artistic inventory, I may have busted your plumbing a bit, so don't be surprised when you go downstairs and your kitchen is flooded. I'd fix it, but I am a ghost. It is not necessarily in my interests to simplify your life. Oh hey, Samuel Fuller's here.
That's fucking hilarious, dude. Only the real film fans are gonna know to get that joke. That's good stuff.
Did you guys know we almost got a Spider-Man horror movie from Tobe Hooper?
Oh boy, I don't know about all of that.
This idea was brought to us in 1985 and would have served as a body horror movie that would have been a cross between David Cronenberg's The Fly and Wolfman. We would have followed
Wolfman? I know who the Wolfman is. I don't know who the Wolfman is. Is he just is that a guy that just barks? Woof! I'm the Wolfman. Get out of here, son.
Followed Peter Parker, who'd be around 25 years old and end up being turned into a spider hybrid creature by a mad scientist who was trying to build his own race of mutants. According to the council script, after Peter Parker's transformation, we would have seen this mad scientist try to convince Peter to be the leader of his other mutated creations.
I'll say this though, I you know, I don't want to see no Tobe Hooper superhero film. I don't even care if it's all body horror stuff like that. Like he said, if somebody's doing that, I want Cronenberg to do it. I mean, you know, not for nothing, but like it's called a pedigree for a reason.
Peter would come to his senses and reject this role as the leader and would engage in gory fight scenes with the mad scientist's other mutated creations. Being that it was 1985, supposedly Tom Cruise was in talks to play Peter Parker. We would have seen Tobe Hooper, the man who gave us the OG.
Okay. Wait, all right. This math changes everything. It was in 1985? You don't even have a good Spider-Man film with which to choose from. You got the ones that they did in the 70s and stuff. We covered those on HMP Volume 1. In 1985, Tobe Hooper directing a Spider-Man movie with the arachnid spider. It's a wonder things didn't blow up. Everyone who watched the 90s Spider-Man cartoon remembers the time Peter Parker mutated and grew extra arms. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that's not a thing that didn't happen. It most assuredly did in comics and stuff like that, and even in the cartoon and whatnot. But like in the 80s, it seems like such a weird move.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre direct the movie along with Leslie Stevens writing the movie. Why this movie was canceled is actually pretty funny. Supposedly, Tobe
because it would have looked like ass.
Hooper found out from Stan Lee, Spider-Man's creator, that he is not a spider hybrid monster, but instead an action-packed superhero. This resulted in the studio firing Tobe Hooper and the rest.
What?
So the production team canceling the movie forever and never seeing the light of day. Kind of makes you wonder what could have been. What do you guys think? An actual spider hybrid monster movie? Let me know in the comments.
In 1985, it would have sucked royal ass. I can tell you that one right away. But no one needs to see that. That's not a thing. Not a thing that needs to happen. I don't think. What's next?
If you think there's no more good movies coming out, you haven't seen enough bad movies.
Isn't that been the trend for this TikTok Trash Tuesday, everybody? Yes. If you think there are no good movies, you definitely need to see more crap. 1000%.
Let me explain. I have a lot of people in my real life that have said this to me. There are no good movies coming out anymore. I haven't seen a good movie in years.
And again, not for nothing, but there's literally a century's worth of films with which to choose from. If no movies came out for the rest of your life, there are still in existence right now more movies than you will ever have time to watch. And I mean good movies, good, fantastic 5-star movies. There's so many of them out there. If you watched 4 of them a day, you still would not even come remotely close to watching all those movies. And those are the good ones. There's bad ones out there too. But if you don't think that there's good ones, you need to be watching more bad ones or better good ones.
And yet, when I recommend them good movies that are out right now, because great movies come out every single month, they say, no, I'm not interested in any of that. But then at the same time, they're asking...
I think this is on you at this point. If you really think that they would be good into seeing this, I think you needed to be the one to sell them, my friend. Maybe you should sell them.
Me if I'm caught up on the new Disney Plus show. I think the reason is because a lot of people are looking at the consensus, the reviews, and what's considered good or what's popular and getting talked about, and they're watching it and it's not vibing with them. So they come to this conclusion that there's no good movies coming out anymore. But really, you have to go outside the box sometimes. Everybody's taste is different. Everybody's taste is unique. So therefore, you're not going to always agree with the consensus on what is good or not. Your favorite...
Speaking of good or not, I just noticed homie doesn't have no sleeves. It's a choice.
Movie of the year might be something with like a 45% on Rotten Tomatoes. Something you
taking us to the gun show
don't like might have an 88%. You are a unique person. So
you are a unique and beautiful sunflower. There are no other sunflowers that are like you. You're special. And not in that bust too short fashion.
Don't let others dictate what you see and don't see. Just see the stuff you want to see and take chances on things. And you might find that
if you change your mind, be the first in line, see the new Avatar.
There's a lot more good movies out there. They're just not the ones that are being talked about the loudest.
Listen, that's fair enough. You don't get it, Adam. People people who say they don't watch movies from before they were born. Yeah, those people are stupid. Stupid is what we call those folks. Stuart Smalley. I'm good enough. I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me. My favorite was the Michael Jordan one where he was just like, I don't have to make every shot. And Michael Jordan look in the mirror and just go like, I don't have to make every shot. And if you knew how absolutely insane competitive that Michael Jordan was, how that would even just to even say those words would pain him. Oh, also I like where did you see the thing of Jordan recently where they were like I guess he was going to an Airbnb or something along those lines where he ended up outside at a basketball court, and then somebody was like, "Hey, Mike, take a free throw for us." And he's just like, "Oh my God, I ain't throwing a free throw in like a minute." And he's like, "No, listen, I'm not one to shy away from anything." He goes up, does a little spin just as he, always kind of did with the free throws there and everything. Whew. Just nothing but net. Just that whoosh sound that just whoosh, right through. Unbelievable. The man still got it. Greatest of all time. Fight me on it.
Hallelujah. I can finally watch a movie. Finally, I have been deprived of my movie watching time because I've been so busy this weekend. And if you've been following my videos, I have not been having a very cooperative week.
Yeah, don't you know all about it? Okay.
But basically, we have finished. We have finished everything we've needed to finish. So now I can literally sit down and relax and watch my movies.
I hope it's some. Tell me she tells us what this movie is, and please God, let it be garbage.
I'm going to be watching Casablanca.
A little overrated, but all right. I mean, I get it. Maybe she's a young lady.
It has been requested of me, so I shall do it. And I will be watching Remains of the Day, which is a personal choice of mine.
Okay.
So I'm excited. Leave more movies in the comments below of what I should watch next.
Jaws. That seems to be my answer for everything. It's just like, that would be Jaws. What's next?
Letterboxd just announced that they're bringing back Blockbuster and the concept of video rental stores.
Have you guys heard about this? This sounds like the most asinine, stupid thing that I could ever come up with. I don't understand what Letterboxd is doing here. Let's see if this guy can bring a little bit more light into the situation.
Kinda. If you're someone who takes way too long to finally pick a movie off of your watch list to only get frustrated when you can't find that movie on any streaming platform,
you're a loser and you need to go to physical media. Why are you a dum-dum? Stop being a dum-dum. Buy the movie.
This new Letterboxd feature is going to save your life. Earlier
Is it though?
Today, Letterboxd announced this new feature called the Letterboxd Video Store. This is coming in early December 2025, just a few weeks away. And when I first read this, I'm like, I don't know, man. Do we really need another streaming service?
No, we do not.
But after reading the entire details around this feature drop, I was like, hold on, wait a minute, let them cook. Because I think this is one of the best feature ads that any app that I use has had in a long fucking time. Remember?
All right, let's see what it does.
Remember when you used to walk into a Blockbuster and you used to know where all the different types of movies were, all the different shelves and the recommendations? It had all these different types of displays with award-winning movies and new releases and employee picks. They were all highly curated, not just...
How many people had employee picks at Blockbuster? Does anybody remember that? Because I don't remember nobody. Actually, maybe they had one end cap at one point, but that's about it.
It's like thrown at the wall. Yeah, that's what this is. Instead of endlessly doom scrolling through your watch list only to find that the movie you picked can't be found anywhere, you'll now be able to just click on that movie within the Letterboxd Video Store in the app and watch it instantly.
No, you fucking won't. No, you won't. No, you won't. How? 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 They gonna have like licenses with every movie ever? And it's not available anywhere else, but somehow Letterboxd has it? No. It's bullshit.
They're building these curated shelves based on the millions of lists and reviews from Letterboxd users.
So it's literally only the things that they have access to. So not what you just look up. So if you look up something and you're just like, oh, this is some, random short from the 30s or something like that, they're not just gonna have it over there at the video store. I just don't get it.
Aren't going to be your usual streaming movie slop list. These are curated, practical, and detailed. Overlooked.
Yeah, well, we got that. It's called the Criterion Channel. It's pretty awesome. Get on it.
But beloved titles, film festival movies, global cinema, even newly emerging filmmakers. It's all going to be on the video store.
Are we paying for it? What are we paying for it? How are these things being licensed? Can we watch them on things that are other than our fucking telephone? Because that's stupid to watch movies on your phone. What is this world coming to?
Now there's going to be almost no FOMO from these film festivals that we can't watch because they're not getting distribution because Letterboxd is going to distribute these movies.
You don't know that. I doubt. Show the LA Noire doubt screen because that's what's going on right here. Doubt.
That shit's crazy. For the first time ever, you're going to be able to browse Letterboxd, find the movies that everyone's raving about, click on it, and watch it directly within the app.
listen. I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I'm gonna say, A, this ain't gonna work, and B, because it won't work and it won't be successful and it won't continue on the app for much longer. I can't see it happening. I'm not the best at predicting, but I don't think so.
App or stream it to your TV. No more adding it to the black hole of your.
Oh, that'll be real great. I can just airdrop it to my. I can just airplay it over to my TV. Yeah, that's gonna be some great quality. Sounds like a great plan.
Your watch list. And renting movies is going to cost money, of course, but they're not charging for a subscription service, and I kind of love.
No, you just get raped for rental charges over and over. Buy your movies, everybody. Stop being dickheads.
Love that they're not doing the bullshit. You own this digital copy of the movie thing, because we all know if it's not a physical copy, you don't own that shit. Listen, if you're a big time watch list doom scroller like me, this is going to change your life. God damn, my profile looks so dope right now.
Disagree. What's next?
This bizarre Shirley Temple movie bombed at the box office after trying to rip off The Wizard of Oz just a year after Oz came out.
I love stories like this. It's just like, hey, we can do that too. It's like, but can you?
Right down to a magical transition from black and white to color. Before I tell you what the movie was, Did you know that Shirley was originally considered for the role of Dorothy, but her singing skills and a conflicting studio contract ultimately ruled her out?
Wouldn't that be hilarious if she was just saying, somewhere over the rainbow?
So, what was the film that failed to recreate the magic of Oz? The 1940 movie, The Bluebird. Shirley plays a brat named Mydle, who simply goes to...
Oh, nice to have your character named after things that they do for period cramps.
Sleep and wakes up in Technicolor. Mydle and her brother are greeted by a fairy who transforms their dog, cat, and a lamp into humans and sends them all on a journey to find the Bluebird of Happiness.
Oh boy.
Interestingly, the
do they think that nobody will notice?
Cat is played by Gail Sondergaard, who was the actress originally chosen to play the Wicked Witch of the West before being replaced by Margaret Hamilton. The group explores the land of the past, the land of luxury, escape a forest fire, and eventually make it to the land of the future, where they meet children waiting to be born.
The future!
Including their soon-to-be sister, who tells them that she's going to die shortly after joining their family.
Jesus Christ! That's bleak. Holy crap, you go to the future and meet your future sisters like, yeah, by the way, I'm going to be born and die soon thereafter. And oh boy.
On Earth. The siblings randomly wake back up at home, where they find the Bluebird, and Mydle gifts it to a sickly girl she was bullying at the beginning of the film.
My word. Oh, I thought it was Nighthall to help her get us. I remember that commercial. What next? POV, you bring your Transformers to class.
Stop. Are you catching this? You catching this? Wait, he has a head.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine when you were growing up, if you brought a Transformer to class? Could you even imagine such a thing? Could you imagine a scenario that A, you would bring a Transformer to school, especially at this age. Number two, you would show that Transformer to people. We're just going to call them people first. And those people will be okay with it. Number three, those people are girls. And not only are those girls okay with it, they're giving you all their attention. Could you imagine that time in your life? I certainly couldn't. I certainly couldn't be like, hey girls, here's a Transformer. And they're all going, ooh, Transformer. Never. The times they are changing. Bob Dylan was right. What's next?
Why do people show up for the Avatar movies when there's so much debate if they're culturally significant?
It's James Cameron. At the end of the day, it's James Cameron, dude. It's like he's like a Spielberg that doesn't work as much. He puts together some films, and as much as we all like to kind of almost try to write James Cameron off from time to time, old boy comes through and starts swinging on you, boy. He starts swinging on you. I thought, man, this Avatar movie's gonna suck. He's spending way too much money on it. It's all like it's too CGI, all this sort of stuff. This movie, I just don't think this thing's gonna hit. Highest grossing movie of all time, I think. Man, this Avatar 2, listen, it's flash in the pan. Like, people really, like, we all went to the movie, but how many of us actually love the movie? And I don't think it was a ton of us. I think a lot of us watched it. I don't think a lot of us came out just going, I want more Avatar films. And James Cameron's like, I don't give a shit. I'm giving you 15. And when the second one came out, it was like, oh my gosh, this is actually better than the first one. It's just like, again, James Cameron could have like took another big giant swing, could have like whiffed big time, but son of a bitch, he did it. He did it and it made it really great.
I'd argue it's because subconsciously everybody knows how much work goes into making these movies.
No, it's James Cameron. It's literally James Cameron.
James Cameron wrote the original 80-page treatment in 1994. It wasn't until 2007 that live action and virtual production actually
that's not what he like. I don't buy shit like that. Like, maybe he wrote something, but like he didn't write it with all of this garbage in mind because this wasn't a thing. Come on, let's not be silly.
Started on the movie. All those years he's ideating and developing what would become Avatar, what was at that point called Project 880. Then in 2009, we finally got the film that pushed the boundaries of visual effects, 3D, motion capture, a movie that's a melding of live action and digital elements. James Cameron has stated the movie is essentially 60% computer generated and 40% live action. And then it's not until 2017 that production starts on Avatar 2, which was in production for roughly 3 years.
Ugh.
Because again, they were pushing the boundaries of what motion capture and visual effects could do, using underwater motion capture at scale in a way that had never been done before. These are two of the most expensive film productions of all time and two of the highest grossing movies ever. And though there might be some debate on the cultural significance of the plot or the characters,
this is why we're here. Unobtainium.
Largely people...
Oof. Let me tell you, that audience laughed in a not good way when Unobtainium was like, Unobtainium? You might as well call it MacGuffin.
People show up because they know how much work and passion goes into making them, and how they push the industry and the technology.
I don't know that that's what people care about.
Forward.
They just they see big giant action movie. They know James Cameron. James Cameron do big giant action movie. Seems to only make sense, right? Guillermo del Toro in a Combini, is that how you pronounce that? Interview said he saw Avatar Fire and Ash and he thinks we will be surprised by where things go. It's going to be blue people. We're going to be getting an environmental message because I think that's where it's going to go.
You know what my favorite movie is?
A person that does not exist. What's their favorite movie?
Avatar.
Back to back, son.
I sincerely love James Cameron's 2009 film, Avatar.
Now, if you said Avatar 2, then yeah. I mean, I get that because it's a better movie. It's like the first like 45 minutes of Avatar 2 are like previously on Avatar, and then they kind of like recap the first film for like 45 minutes, and then they actually get into a decent film.
I can name every single character in the 2009 film Avatar.
Jake Sully. He's Jake Sully, Jake Sully, Jake Sully. It's the only reason I know that. She says that a gajillion times. And Natiri, Jake Sully, Natiri. That's it. As far as I'm concerned, those are the two characters.
I am so glad that James Cameron has committed the entire rest of his life to literally only making Avatar movies.
Pretty bad. It's pretty bad. I hate that this is what he's just decided to do. It's just like, oh, this is it. This is what I want to do. Ugh.
I loved the first Avatar movie. I loved the second Avatar movie.
Listen, the second Avatar movie's better. You just heard me say in the previous video before I saw this. I ain't changed my mind. I don't change my stances on things. It is what it is.
I'm looking forward to the third Avatar movie, the fourth Avatar movie.
Listen, I'm only looking forward to them in as much as they come out. I saw the trailer for the new one. I only saw it the one time. I don't need to be seeing it again. And I liked it. I was just like, ooh, okay. Yeah, I remember this. This will look cool. And we're done. But we'll see. And then will I want to go on to their sequels after that? We'll find out. But I ain't seen that movie yet, so I can't say.
5th Avatar movie, the 6th Avatar movie.
Yeah,
Hey, I have an idea for tonight. Let's watch Avatar.
That person doesn't exist. That's probably very true. What's next?
This is going to be a horror hot take. Art the Clown is the Cookie Monster pajama pants of horror.
I think somebody's a little bit snooty. Let's see where she's going.
And you either get it or you don't.
Oh. Listen. I say this only because I feel like it might make her even more mad. But one could interpret what you said as maybe a little racist. Maybe. I'm not saying it was. I'm saying some people may have afforded it that. Just the way you said it, you know. I am 100% behind Cameron wanting to have his own created universe a la Star Wars. I mean, yeah, like I don't disagree. It's just like, come on, you ain't Star Wars though, homie. Few things are. Not even Star Wars.
So as I've mentioned, lately I'm getting into physical media, and the one thing no one's mentioned to me is how hard it is to find a way to play the damn discs.
It's not that hard. What are you talking about? You buy a Blu-ray player, you're done. If you buy a 4K Blu-ray player, you're really done.
With that, I found there's only 2 companies that really still make them, Sony and Panasonic.
Pretty much. There's a couple other here and there, but for the most part, yeah.
And then pretty much the entire online community pans Sony and says, don't get those. So
They're not the best, but I will say this: I have a Sony Blu-ray player, a multi-region Blu-ray player that does all the things from all the foreign countries and whatnots, and plays them back there in the old NTSC, as it were. That's the only Sony DVD player I got. I mean, I suppose if you count the PS5 as a Blu-ray player.
I'm here to show off my new player that I got from Amazon, just to give you an idea of, hey, this is a player that may work for you for a pretty decent price. Because no one also told me, holy hell, how expensive they are. So from Amazon, got the Panasonic UB450. This is different from the 420. The 420 is the one that's more readily available. That one does not have Dolby Vision. This one does. I think that's...
All right, I'm gonna just tell you right now. This is the one that you want. Give me 1 second here. Hopefully this will work. There it is. This Panasonic UB 820. Is it expensive? Yes. Is it the last 4K Blu-ray player you will buy? Also, yes.
Difference. And I think the 420 has like I think the networking features and like a display on it, so didn't care about that stuff, cared about Dolby Vision. It's got everything else that I need, 4K, it's got the HDR, that's all I'm looking for. And more importantly, the price. All in, I got this for $175. Which
that's fine. And again, if you just want one that does it, beautiful.
Yes, believe it or not, is a good price. And here she is and what she comes with. You'd expect HDMI included for that price. Nope. No HDMI included. Awful. But I will let you know how this one is and if it's worth buying. So,
no, come on, man. HDMI cables are cheap. Like high quality HDMI cables are cheap these days. Come on now.
So stick around for that.
What next?
If you love the Beatles as much as I do, this needs to be your next binge watch. The Beatles Anthology is coming to Disney Plus starting on November 26th, and it is remastered like you've never seen it before.
So probably over remastered and everything. But why would I need that? I got it on DVD. I've had the anthology on DVD for 20 years.
And this isn't just a re-release. This is the definitive Beatles documentary from 19.
Yeah, I got that. It's all in it's DVD form, but it's the definitive box set that's got like, 6 discs or something like that.
1995, all 8 episodes, plus a brand new 9th episode featuring never before seen shots of the Beatles working on the original documentary. Peter Jackson and the restoration team behind the Disney Plus series.
There you go. Now the other shoe drops, and that's what I figured it was. There's a Peter Jackson upscale kind of dealing.
Get Back are behind this one as well, and they've worked their magic once again. Everything is cleaned up, totally remastered.
Yeah, but almost looks too good in a weird way that it's just like it's kind of off-putting.
It looks incredible. It sounds incredible. It is truly the Beatles like you've never seen them before. My wife and I are huge Beatles.
Is this an ad?
Beatles fans. We watched the Get Back series in one weekend, binged it, loved it, and I cannot wait to watch the Beatles anthology. So whether you're rediscovering this remastered version or watching the Beatles anthology for the first time, this is the definitive Beatles documentary that every music fan needs to watch. Don't miss it. The 3-episode premiere of the Beatles anthology is streaming only on Disney Plus.
Fuck me, this was an ad.
Starting on November 26th.
They paid you, Jeff. You better say it's an ad. You know what's also funny is Jeff wrote a book about how streaming is bad, and yet it is getting on here, and like all they got to do to get him to talk about streaming in a positive light is to pay him money. Not for nothing, Jeff, but that is how that worked, my friend. What's the remake of the 1984 Van Halen album cover that I got there? That, my friend, is the Dirty Baby. Yes, it is. It's a takeoff of the Van Halen cover there and everything. And initially, that just kind of it all came from a story that Sean kind of shared of just how being there are some kids out there that are dirty babies, right? That you didn't grow up with Transformers, you grew up with GoBots, right? You didn't do quite as much as all the other, rich and fancy kids and everything. You kind of had the next level down there. You weren't one of those cool kids. You were one of those dirty babies. And that's him. That's the Dirty Baby right there. And if you see, I don't know, let me see if I can get you a good full picture of that. Maybe we can, since we're here, nobody, we don't talk about it enough, I don't think. Let me get a good. Oh, I can't find. There it is. Hold on. There we go. It's like I couldn't find it for a hot second here. So here's the Dirty Baby. If you can read on the actual cigarette packages there. So I designed the cigarette packages, and then if you can kind of zoom in on them, I'm trying to get my own little thing here. I can't do it on your screen. But the cigarette packages themselves even have a little warnings on them. It says smoking may cause cancer and a higher risk of looking like a real BA. And the pack underneath it, its warning says smoking by kids is wrong, but if you're gonna be a kid and smoke, you should do it behind your trailer. So that's the Dirty Baby. Available on t-shirts and stuff everywhere over at our TeePublic store. Link is in the bio, everybody. Back to it. What's next?
I think I speak for all people that love the movie theater when I say this. Theater etiquette is at an all-time low.
Boy, oh boy, are we on a theme today, aren't we, boys and girls? Yes, theater etiquette, all-time low. All-time low.
It used to just be an annoying anomaly when someone would be talking in your movie pre-COVID. Now, it's the standard. I think when people are whispering or talking or on their phones during movies is so annoying these days is because of streaming. You have the option not to be at this movie theater.
Yes. You have a home. Do this in the privacy of your own home. You can do whatever you want and do it butt ass naked in your own home. But in your own home,
you paid money to watch this movie in a large group.
That's what kills me too. It's like it wasn't like it was free. They paid for it, and then like 20 minutes in, they're just like, "What's on my phone right now?"
People and be quiet, and you opt to talk. You opt to be on your phone. Things that you can be doing in the comfort of your own home with streaming. And the worst part about it, 75% of the time when you turn and ask them to be quiet, they act like you just spit in their face. And that 75% of the people, after you ask them, either keep talking to themselves or start screaming at you for saying something. Off the top of my head, I can think of literally 50 different places these people can be where they can talk and be on their phones freely and no one would be upset.
Yeah, go to a bar or some shit, man. Don't be up in a movie theater. It's ridiculous.
But they choose to be at the theater. It is just, it kills me.
To pay money and not watch the show is astounding.
If you're one of these people who talks or is on their phone during a movie at the movie,
straight to jail.
theater and you're watching this video, please comment. Help me understand your perspective. Why are you at the movies if you want to do those things?
Free air conditioning. That's got to be the explanation, right? What's next?
Anybody else curve look like this on Letterboxd?
Oh, everyone should look at least a little.
Other day, Letterboxd did an admin reveal, and this was the curve that.
Okay, yeah, a lot of
this admin had, and I went to my Letterboxd and I looked at my curve, and it looked very similar. Like my default setting is already a 4, and so that's where I start most of the time.
What do you guys think about that? When you start you start a movie and like everything starts at a particular level and it's the movie's job then to earn its way up or down the scale with that. What do you think about that as far as like a method with which to review films instead of like going to the because I feel like there's arguments for either.
I realized that I am a 4-star general, and so that's what I commented on the Instagram for Letterboxd. I want to know what other people's average ratings are. Is mine too high? Is mine too low? Just be interesting to see, so comment down.
Again, as one of our topics here this evening on TikTok Trash Tuesday has been, is that if your movies are, if you've got too many in that higher end, in that 4 and 5 star range here and everything, it's time you start watching some crap movies. It really is, because you need to start learning what what real horror is.
Below what your Letterboxd heard. I want to know if I'm the only person that is a 4-star general on Letterboxd just like me.
Nah, I mean, I'm a 3.5 star general. I say you start off at 3 stars, which is good. So you have 1 star poor, 2 stars fair, 3 stars good, 4 stars very good, 5 stars excellent. That's how the rating system goes.
He works super fast.
David Krumholtz, everybody. He's tearing his difficulty on the first day on the set of Oppenheimer. I'm a big fan of the old Krumholtz here. Let's see what he got to say.
He shoots 1 camera at a time, nothing more than 1 camera.
Feels like that's a real pain in the ass, but perhaps if you're shooting a whole bunch of things in IMAX,
He doesn't have a video village. He has a small hand monitor.
That is also like, it's just like a little portable TV. It's like standard def and everything. It's the most low res thing. It's the most low tech thing you've ever seen in your entire life. And you look at it and you're just like, you got all the money in the world, Christopher Nolan. Why this?
And he was watching my close-ups on like a hand monitor, and he wasn't happy with like stuff. The first scene we did, my stuff was basically shot chronologically. And the first scene we did is the scene on the train. It's a pretty intimate scene with me and Cillian Murphy. And Chris was like, he made me do 14 takes of my close-up.
Ooh.
And this is a guy that does like 3 takes typically.
And this is your first scene
my
you're
first
shooting.
Day.
Now,
First
were
day.
you thinking about, oh my God, everybody's looking at me. Cillian Murphy thinks I'm terrible. I'm bombing. I'm going to get fired.
Yes,
all these
100%.
things you're thinking of. You're obsessing.
Consciously in the moment. And it doesn't help that Chris is like, I don't know what you're doing. And I'm thinking to myself, well, because
I don't know what you're doing, but I know that it's terrible. Fix it.
On that tiny monitor, but he wanted something different than what I was planning. And
it has to be the most frustrating thing as an actor to somebody just be like, hey, I don't know what I want, but you ain't giving me what I want. Make it different, make it better. And we're going to keep doing it until you figure out whatever, concoction is in my brain.
I had to adjust on the fly, but you don't argue with Chris Nolan out of respect, because he's one of those directors. He doesn't demand respect. He commands respect. He is the hardest working man on the set. He's involved in everything. There is no, assistant doing half his job for him. He isn't taking a break. He never sits down. He never goes to the bathroom. Jeez. So
Ozempic.
you just go.
He's on Ozempic.
What's that?
He's on Ozempic.
That's right.
That's what he's on.
I was just like, I love this genius guy. And like, all I want to do is make him happy. So we did 14 takes. And the next scene we did,
okay, he goes up and he goes, can you try not sucking this time? And he's like, oh, that's an option. Okay, fine.
We did 9 takes of my close-up. And at the end of it, he came up to me and he said, well, 9 takes. It's better than 14, which is what you did the first time.
Damn.
So,
but he's being sarcastic.
Oh, but was he though? Fake British people always tend to be a little bit over the top. What's next?
If you go to a movie that used blue screen so brilliantly, like David Fincher's Zodiac.
Yes. I'm glad they're using this as an example, because this is often an example that I give to people about how CGI can be fantastic when someone who knows how to utilize it correctly does so. And somebody that knows how to use those special effects to the utmost degree is one David Fincher. This scene alone, like when I found out that this scene was like pretty much green, I was blown away, dude. Blown away, because you wouldn't know. And there's so many like extreme camera angles and fluidity of all of it that it's just astounding how good of a job they did.
The scene where Mark Ruffalo's character, the detective with his other partner, after the Zodiac killer killed the taxi driver. They shot this on a street outside, exteriors, but all of the background are massive blue screens. And there's even great medium shots with blue screens behind the characters. And you wouldn't know because they lit it with such intention. It was done with such care that it looked.
And again, it's David Fincher, somebody who cares, somebody who came from special effects. He worked on Return of the Jedi in the special effects department, for crying out loud. This is a guy who knows his job as director and knows everyone else's job as well. And that definitely includes the CGI people, where he'll look and be like, that's not good. Give it to me better.
Looks incredible. And you should watch the BTS footage and videos and photos of this scene, because you would have no
BTS didn't work on that movie. They weren't even a thing back then.
No idea that it was shot on blue screen, because it looks so well. There's an amazing shot. Ruffalo is standing right below a tall telephone pole that's shining right down on his head. It's a blue screen shot, but it looks so incredible because that's what they planned for. When he shoots these scenes with heavy CGI backgrounds.
Hold on, are these two different people? Or is this just the same guy dressed up in a different hat and a shirt and glasses and stuff like that? Feels like he's interviewing himself.
He knows that the image needs depth in order for the audience to accept it. They have the car there. They have some of the floor. They have the floor built. They have maybe a couple of props here and there.
They're outside. It's called the ground. Just saying.
Depth. There's an actual stage. And so he's shooting with a stage. He's shooting with an actual set. And the background is an extension, but it's not just a flat image of an actor blown up, an actor put against an empty screen behind them. So he understands, and that's why his films look different. He knows how to shoot digital. He knows how to shoot.
Are you just going to say the same thing that your boy just said 2 seconds ago? That seems a little redundant, but all right.
With CGI backgrounds better than anybody. That's why when you...
Hey, you know the thing you just said? Yeah. That's the thing you just said. Yeah. Right on.
Watch his movies, you don't even know it's CGI, because he understands that the image still needs depth and clarity and deep focus for the audience to accept that this is real.
Oh boy, these guys went to film school. Jeez, what's next?
If I could make Gen Z watch one film from the 80s, now that much of Gen Z is old enough to watch this film, it would be RoboCop. Not because it is the best film of the 80s, it's not, and not because it's the one that I think they would like or hate the most, but because it is the most unique combination of things that are very clearly of the Reagan era, in terms of its sensibilities and tone and the things that it's satirizing. And then parts where they would watch it and say, wait, is this me? Like, is this literally supposed to be me? And I find that fascinating because I was there when this film came out. I was 12 and saw it in the theater. And people at the time also didn't know what to make of it.
Well, yeah, because it's a weird-ass movie. And it's, it's Paul Verhoeven doing what Paul Verhoeven be doing.
First of all, this is not appropriate for a 12-year-old to watch.
No, it most assuredly is not.
But I thought it was something aimed at people my age because it was called RoboCop.
Well, and also, like, they made it into a television cartoon for children. We did that a lot in the 80s. We were just like, RoboCop. Yeah, make a cartoon out of that R-rated program. What's that? Rambo? Make a cartoon out of that. Like, well, why were we making cartoons of these R-rated properties? It was so bizarre.
I mean, the title makes you think it's a cartoon. That's something that would air after Paw Patrol. And then all of the discussion at the time was...
After Paw Patrol, stay tuned for RoboCop. This episode of RoboCop, Murphy gets the big one.
It was about how graphic the violence was. It was difficult for this film to get an R rating. And when the Academy Awards came around, it did get nominated in 3 technical categories. And then in the years since, people started to take it more seriously, and today I think it is regarded as a science fiction classic. And I 100% feel like it at least should have gotten a Best Director nod. So when showing this film to a kid who's, say, 20 years old today, I think they would say, well, now hold on, there's a tech CEO as the bad guy? And all the plot points are about cutting government services and privatization, and just massive violent overreach in the name of trying to stop street crime. And then you have what seems like a very...
Yeah, but you know what? He was effective. And he was trying to take down the bigger bad.
Clear metaphor of a guy whose body and mind has been half replaced by technology, to the point that his own thoughts and decisions are governed by a corporation and their tech. And the obvious symbolism of having half of his face covered, half machine, half human. And you watch this guy struggle to reclaim his humanity because so much of
like this. You know, he's freaking out.
What he can do is based on this technology. He depends on it. But also there's the horror of him realizing that he can't remember who he was before the tech took over his mind. And the entire second half of the film is about him trying to reclaim it. Until in the final act, he takes off his visor to reveal his full human face.
And then we're all like, put it back on, put it back on. Oh.
And once he has done that, has to reclaim his humanity from his makers. He has to throw off the rules that the technology has wired into his brain against his will. A lot of us who sat down in the theater back then looking for a fun shoot 'em up were very surprised at what this film was making us feel.
I'd buy that for $1. What's next?
I love physical media.
The I love physical media guy. Well, boys and girls, here we are. Is this going to be a mirror or, I mean, maybe a negative reflection of myself, so to speak? You get it?
Oh, that feels good. That feels good. While DVDs use a red laser to read larger pits on the disc, I have no money. They use a blue-violet laser to read smaller pits on the disc. I am so poor.
Amen.
Thus allowing for a larger data carrying capacity and better audio and better picture. They're 2 completely different things. Mom, I need $200 for groceries. Jarmusch's director's commentary on this one goes crazy.
Y'all know how wild and crazy Jim Jarmusch is. He's so over the top.
How did you know Criterion was having a flash sale, Mom?
Because it only happens twice a year. It's very predictable. Well, you know exactly when they're going to be.
I love physical media. How many times do we have to go over this? They use a blue-violet laser to read smaller pits on the disc, while DVDs use a red...
Yeah, but what is HD DVD do you use? Do you know about that?
I am so poor. I am broke. Amazing featurettes on this. Amazing. You really get a deeper insight into the making of the film. It's so crazy. I'm so poor and I can't stop. I can't stop.
Needless to say, the Criterion sale is still going on for a short time for the rest of this month here and everything. Will I get the Wes Anderson box set? We're yet to see. We're yet to see. Got to pay all them other bills first. He's right. I'm very poor. Hit that like and subscribe button. I love you.
Process. Fincher said Eastman.
How 7 and how 35 millimeter scans lie to you. Looks like the 5th part here. So we'll try to catch up.
Kodak has spent a lot of money convincing people that if you store exposed cut negatives in a hermetically sealed environment, you can make prints ad infinitum. I know there are a lot of people who tend to bag on digital, but if you could see a 30-year-old negative and what it looks like even when immaculately stored, It was an enormous amount of fixing. A good couple of months were just devoted to bringing the thing back to what I would consider to be a negative. Considering the innumerable poor quality and inconsistent theatrical projection prints, coupled with the inevitable degradation from sometimes hundreds of showings during their runs and years of questionable storage, it's hard to believe that any, let alone most of the scans floating around, are how a film was originally supposed to look. But to give all charitability, there is always the possibility of someone getting a hold of and home scanning a perfectly manufactured and flawlessly maintained print.
Now, people have done this with some Star Wars stuff, and that's how we've gotten these like great despecialized editions. Because there are, like, believe it or not, there are 35 millimeter, not a ton of them, but there are 35 millimeter prints of the original Star Wars still out there, untouched by George Lucas's special fingers.
But even in that most unlikely of situations, there's still one factor that dooms even those. When film prints are digitally scanned, you don't usually start with the same finished image you might see through a projector. Film scanners often digitize images with flatter color and contrast.
Ah, yes, of course. They're shooting in log. They're bringing it kind of back in log format here, so you can get higher dynamic contrast and stuff like that.
Than how they appear on the film itself, giving more room to make exposure corrections, color grade, or otherwise adjust the scan as needed. While decisions on how to grade these film prints can be up to some interpretation, major remaster houses often go a long way in trying to honor the intentions of the film's director and cinematographer.
And sometimes they don't give a flying fuck.
And sometimes are able to take advantage of a variety of resources unavailable to most people doing scans at home. Grading any remaster is always going to require some level of subjective interpretation, but it's at this stage where all of our biases, personal tastes, and faulty memories can easily creep into the final product, intentionally or unintentionally. For example, this scan of The Matrix pops up a lot in discussions of remasters and color grading.
Oh, yeah, because that movie was all jacked. The movie that came out in the theater and the movie that was first on DVD was no longer the same after it came out on Blu-ray, because then once it came out on Blu-ray, they went back and recolor timed the first one to have more of a green hue to it as opposed to more of a blue hue. How do I know that the well, he was sitting right behind me there, weren't you, bud? How do I know that there was more blue? Watch. This is the theatrical poster for The Matrix. What color you see here? Blue. This was a very blue movie. They changed it. What you're seeing in the I can't, I don't know what they've done since the 4K. I haven't watched that one, so maybe they changed it back to, but I doubt it. I doubt it, because they wanted it to. They wanted the first movie to look like the other two movies, which their palette lend more towards the green than blue. I don't like it, and that's the same thing. And same thing with the Lord of the Rings 4K. Color's wrong. Color's wrong. Just wrong.
As you can see, its colors lean much warmer than the Bill Pope supervised 4K release and removes almost every trace of green from the image. This is exactly how a lot of people claim to remember the movie.
No. It's not claim. It's factual. I've got a fucking DVD copy I can go and show you. It's there. The green was in the Blu-ray shit. Trust me, I'm right.
Despite it contradicting the documented use of green in much of the film's lighting, filtration, and even costuming. Despite this, some people remain unconvinced.
It didn't look like this, but it didn't look as again. Go look at the DVD versus the Blu-ray. You will see the difference. I'm gonna see if I can find even somebody's comparison here.
Whether it's because the colors are similar to some of the fondly remembered early DVD releases, or because it matches a poor quality print they happened to see during its theatrical run.
I disagree. I saw it in the theater. I was a big fan, as I think most people were. The Matrix DVDs versus Blu-ray color difference. Here we go. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys this. Change. I'm gonna show you guys this. 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 I'm gonna show So this is look at the difference. You see this? A little tough to see here. Yep. Look at how different all of the you're looking at all kinds of crazy stuff. It's tough to tell where things are going, where everybody is at. Not a fan. Not a fan.
Let me see what this movie talking about.
Hold on. Let's catch up with chat here real fast. I no wonder people are coming from other countries to get jobs because people like what you're consuming it. So who's the real asshole here? You or me? The official Star Wars Blu-rays are so blue. Just like the hairs on your barnacles are. Look at you. Look at you, homie, over here with your. First of all, Devil 6969. What are you, 5?
Come on, dude. Really? I can see the Reese's and stuff sticking out of your sleeve.
Man, that's been another trend this week here is people bringing in food.
You don't have.
I will feed whatever trolls I want. Thank you very much. This guy over here with his fucking Lion Witch in the Wardrobe avatar. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Do that. We have buy one, get one free tickets.
Buy one ticket, get one free? Ain't no fun if the homies can't have none. We back with another Hood Dude movie review.
I thought this was just a video about him going in and like sneaking in snacks and stuff like that. He's like, nope, this is a Hood movie review. Hey.
First, you get your popcorn bucket halfway filled.
Motherfucker.
Submerge it in a butter like you got oozed on Nickelodeon and repeat.
So get the popcorn going back and forth between hands and really slow things down in the theater. Thanks.
The process. Some of y'all get nachos, but it ain't no party without pizza. And the crust crispier than one of the Men in Black's pants legs.
Oh my word. Couldn't do it, dude. This guy in this video is lifting that sneaky snacks into the cinemas. People have been talking about that song.
And don't judge the way I eat this glizzy.
Just because I do it in a sexual manner, it doesn't mean it's sexual.
Now, I got all these snacks. My only problem is I need more hands. And you know I got a bev. Cinemark, my favorite way to experience movies, but this buy one ticket, get one free got me in a chokehold. Use code.
Motherfucker, is this an ad?
BOGO 259D for offer between 11/14 and 11/16.
My God, this is an ad and a half.
At the Cinemark Merriam only. Slide and tell them the Hood Dude sent you. Ooey.
So Cinemark out here can run their own local ads and deals and stuff. That's an interesting format. What's next?
All right.
The Predator Holiday Special, 20th Century Fox.
You ready for the most merry mission of the year, Blitzen? What the?
Sprinkles, get down!
The Predator Holiday.
Sprinkles for Prancer! Sprinkles for Prancer! Blitzen's down! I need help! No! Santa!
Sprinkles' call came in from up ahead. Follow me. Prancer, no!
I mean, it's cool, but like, I don't know. Yeah. Maybe I'm jaded.
Looks like someone's staying on the naughty list. Larry, light him up! Ho, ho, ho!
Larry the reindeer?
You ugly mother! Larry, you son of a bitch!
All right. That I enjoyed. All right. Okay. All right. I'm not completely heartless.
You're bleeding.
I ain't got time to bleed. Happy holidays, you filthy animals.
Now on Blu-ray and digital. Oh, I guess it's just regular Predator that they're selling. I was just like, did they make the full version of this? Santa Claus conquers the Predators.
Ho, ho, holy sh!
Oh man, Santa got a dirty mouth on him. My gosh. All right, here it is, everybody. Jamal's back. I heard the first sentence out of his mouth, and I saved this. It's a long rant by him. I'm going to try not to stop it too much. I hate Jamal with all my heart and soul. Let's get going. What horrible take do you have for us this week, Jamal?
There's no such thing as a comic book movie.
Fuck you. Fuck you. There's no such thing as a comic book movie. Then what did I do for 10 years on a podcast reviewing superhero movies and television shows? What were we doing there? Nothing? Nothing? Get out of here, man. Let's hear it.
And it took seeing fans of Wicked crying about bad reviews to make me realize this.
What?
Comic book is not a genre of film. You don't call Gone Girl a novel movie.
All right, let's keep going.
You call it a drama and you recognize that it's adapted from a novel. Same thing here. There's no such thing as a comic book movie. There are movies that adapt comic books.
Yeah, but it's shorthand. Why are we being pedantic and ant fucking?
And we know this, right? We know this. How many movies out there are adapted from comic books and never get that title? I never really hear Scott Pilgrim, described as a comic book movie.
Did we cover Scott Pilgrim on HMP Volume 1? Yes.
It's adapted.
Did we say it was a comic book? Yes. Did we have the comic book connection as we did every week? Yes. Comic book movie. You see, when the genre itself is defined by the work that it comes from, you can then call it that. Because it's specific. He mentioned Gone Girl. You can, use Gone Girl as like a suspense or a mystery kind of thing. Like, it's still that kind of, I don't know. This is an ant fucking argument.
From a comic, but people really would call it a romantic comedy, a cult classic, an Edgar Wright movie before they'd reference it as a comic book movie.
People that didn't know that it was a comic book movie, but you can say that about anything. You could be like, oh, Jurassic Park is a sci-fi movie, but not, you're right. It's not a book movie, but but when the genre is comic book, it's different.
Road to Perdition, History of Violence, Ghost World,
HMP. We've reviewed all of these specifically as comic book films. You're wrong, homie.
Men in Black. These are things that use
every one of them. HMP reviews from back in the day. We did 680 some odd episodes. If there's a superhero movie out there, chances are we've covered it. Trust me. It's a genre, my man.
The language of cinema, not the language of format. I bet half of you.
I'm going to be smarter than you. Hold on.
You didn't even know some of those were originally from comic books.
We did. Did you know Two Guns is? That's another one that, listen, we can go on for days about this shit. It almost seems like he wants to be like, I knew something that you didn't know. Fuck you. We all knew that.
The term comic book movie has only really ever been ascribed to Marvel and DC as a kind of marketing.
Wrong. Just because that's the only way that your dumbass has seen it doesn't mean that that's it. You are so gleefully ignorant of stuff. It's hilarious.
Strategy, which tells you it isn't about medium at all. It's a marketing category so that fans can convince themselves it's a cinematic one and it can play outside of the rules of cinema.
Or are you trying to convince them of that? Again, Jamal be over here putting words in people's mouths and thoughts in their heads for sure.
And so they can, enjoy it in ways that give them an excuse to. But you don't need an excuse. You can still enjoy it and recognize that it's part of a different format now.
And you could enjoy things too. But again, as I've always said, Jamal, you can't enjoy shit. You are an unenjoyable kind of guy. And I'm somebody that likes to complain about some stuff. Don't get me wrong. I'm a complainer. But you make me look like lightweight over here, boy.
Comic book isn't a genre. It's a source. Film, drama, action, romance. Those
By the way, is this the only jacket you have? I only ever see you wearing this jumpsuit right here. I know you love this horrible poster behind you that you could get from any TikTok store. I saw that thing. I've seen that. But like, is it what you got to get a new jacket, man?
Those are genres. And once it becomes a film, it lives in the world of film. Some of you will have seen that Wicked.
Oh my God. You could be like, the horror movie isn't a horror movie. It's a film. Fuck you. What's the difference?
Part 2 has gotten a handful of negative reviews. It's mostly positive, by the way. It's mostly positive. But the criticisms, having seen the movie, I totally get.
Yeah, whatever. Oh God. Now you're taking criticisms for movies that you haven't even seen yet. A real Jamal move.
They're totally valid because these reviewers are looking at things through the lens of cinema. As they should. It's a movie now. I've seen people all over going after the reviewer Justin Chang of the New Yorker because he wrote a piece. It wasn't even that harsh, and the comments are vicious. It's giving real Last Jedi energy.
Congratulations, fandoms are stupid all the way around. So what?
Here's the truth. It's not yours anymore. It's not yours. It's not the stage musical you fell in love with. It's a film. And the moment it becomes a film, it belongs to the world of film.
Oh my God. He really thinks he's cooking with this, don't he?
When it's celebrated as a movie, you have to accept it will receive critique as one too. That's the risk and reward factor.
Oh, again, I love people like not making actual points while feeling like they're making the biggest of points. It's like you're not saying anything, dude.
To hear. This happens so often with Marvel and Star Wars and any book adaptation. Anyone with a bit of a lore addiction, they'll argue about faithfulness as if faithfulness has anything to do with quality. It doesn't.
It can. It can, though. If you give me a Spider-Man and Peter Parker is not a high school kid, but an elementary school kid who's handicapped and, has a speech impediment and doesn't get bit by a spider, but gets bit by a cat. You see, none of this shit makes any sense.
If Marvel movies were comic book movies, it would be called the Marvel Comic Book Cinematic Universe.
Oh, God. Here's an ant and here is you fucking it. There's no, why? Why?
Not. It's Marvel Cinematic Universe for a reason. They have distinguished the two for a reason. It's playing by the rules of film.
Oh, of course. It's 2 hours. They're different mediums. What point are you making?
Not comics. There's a play here on the West End about Stranger Things. Guess who's reviewing that play? Theatre people. Theatre reviewers.
Yeah, but if a movie person came in and reviewed it, what? I've seen a stage play of Train Spotting. Do I not get to speak on that because I'm not a theater kid? It was a movie that was made into a theater show. So should no theater people be able to watch that because it's a movie thing? You see how dumb you sound when you start breaking it down for 2.5 seconds?
No one is comparing it to a Netflix drama. They are comparing it to the world of theater.
No, they're and they're comparing it to the television program because that's the thing with which it is based. Duh.
Whatever the source, whatever the thing.
You see how he gets so the eyebrows make him like he feels like that's selling his point. If I make a scrunchy face, then everybody knows that I'm real serious about everything. Get a grip.
It has to evaluate itself by the standards of that medium. Your nostalgia, your emotional connection, your history, your memories, they all shape your personal enjoyment.
My personal enjoyment is always ruined by you, Jamal.
Taking that away from you. Whether or not this movie was panned, which it hasn't been, your relationship to it is yours. I am not faulting you for that.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You do that all throughout your quote unquote reviews and other bullshit that you say. You are constantly doing that. You're a liar.
But they have nothing to do with whether or not the film is well made. Faithfulness doesn't equal quality. They're an incredible faith.
Not necessarily. You're right, but that's not the argument that you're necessarily making here either.
For adaptations of films that are mediocre, there are wildly different adaptations of movies that are brilliant.
Boy, he just be saying stuff. It's just obvious thing is obvious. You're correct.
Ability to separate the two is what's led us down this really awful path of crushing, TV series and movies before they've even got to the screen because you don't like a certain faithfulness that's not there.
Yeah. Again, there's people out there that are like that, but who gives a shit about those people? It's You just said that you people. How can you have these two differing opinions at the exact same time? People are allowed to think whatever they want. Also, they shouldn't think the way that I don't want them to. Huh?
I've been disappointed by adaptations too.
I've been disappointed by this TikTok, so I get it.
I love the BBC His Dark Materials, but it's well acted, it's well written, it's well made. It just didn't hit for me personally. My disappointment comes from me, not from the lack of craft. That is the mindset.
That's funny. My disappointment comes from you as well. That we're on the same page. Great.
Set that all fans of things should have. Frankly, the only people who should be able to get to critique the Eurocentric grammar of film criticism are people of colour. Asian people, black people, brown people, those filmmakers who have been held to standards that were never made for them. They have a point. They have a history behind that complaint. But
anybody can complain about anything, my man. Don't you try to put that off of like, hey, only these people can complain. Shut up.
Musical fans? No, you have been part of the canon for decades. You don't cry when critics do their jobs. They're comparing you to other musicals. It's healthy and normal to understand personal attachment in one hand and recognize.
What are you talking about? You of all people don't understand that. You take your personal shit all the time. We did an entire reaction video about how you said, hey, this Fantastic Four movie is 4 stars, but I'm going to rate it 0 stars because I'm an asshole. What are you talking about? You can't even live up to your own standards or the standards that you hold for other people. You yourself are full of crap, my friend.
As objective craft in the other. And also, none of you are using your words.
You of all people, you've been saying the same thing for 5 minutes now. You ain't really come up to a good point.
You're just insulting reviewers online.
I'll be insulting you, but that's
use your words to explain why they're wrong and you're right.
Jamal, you've heard all of my words. I know that you pretend that my videos don't exist and you pretend that you have never seen any of them. I know that you have because you specifically referenced something that I said once, and trust me, no one else was telling you to do that stuff, but I was.
You're not. When a story moves mediums, it's not yours anymore. It belongs to the medium.
Yeah, I agree with that, but oh boy, did he make a shit point with that. That's another Jamal one, everybody. He's quite the keeper over there, and that is the end of another TikTok Trash Tuesday. Oh my God, have we been going on almost 3 hours with this? Sweet Mary and Joseph, boy. Thank you guys so much for checking out. I made myself disappear. For checking out the show and everything, hitting that like and subscribe button and hanging out in the chat. It's been lovely seeing you all there. And it's lovely that you've been joining us on this TikTok Trash Tuesday. I got tomorrow off and Thanksgiving off as well, so I may come back and do a stream or two of other types, not necessarily a TikTok Trash Tuesday. There's a Linus Tech Tips video that he talks about watching several different movie types. I'm thinking about watching something like that. Maybe doing a couple other things here and hanging out and doing some live chats and all that kind of good stuff. So check out all of that. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button and the notification bell so you know when we're going live and all that kind of good stuff. And again, join us Sunday evening, 8 p.m. Eastern, when we're talking about where we're going into our Christmas season here. And we're going to be reviewing are these Christmas movies? We need to come up with a title for the series specifically and everything, but questionable Christmas movies. And we'll be discussing on, the factors on what makes a Christmas movie and stuff like that. And we're going to be doing that all throughout the month of December. So go check that out at Half-Ass Movie Podcast. That's this channel right here. For heaven's sakes, like, subscribe, hit that like button and all those kind of good things, and hit the hype button. The hype button is starting to be available for just about everybody at this point. So when you do that, that helps this program get out to other fine dirty babies just like yourselves. That is it, everybody. Join me next Tuesday for another TikTok Trash Tuesday. We'll see you next time, everybody. Play the button, Frank. See you guys.